Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I loved it.
My name's Jay Milne. #Blue Cool.
Our sports update deliverer, the Cool.
I'm Zachary Gubish, and you're up today.
You know what, Reid?
You might be on to
All right, here's what's going on in the nest. All right, it's an Edmonton Oilers game day. Florida Panthers tonight at Rogers Place. The Panthers very likely to miss the postseason. The Oilers trying to improve their playoff chances and continue their push for first place in the Pacific Division. A lot to talk about with that game. I can tell you in the NCAA tournament, plucky little Siena, tantalizingly close to upsetting number one Duke. It's not going to happen. Oh, sorry. Spoiler alert. What do you say first? Do you say the score first or spoiler alert first?
I don't think it matters.
I don't think it matters.
No.
It's half of one, six of the other.
Yeah. 6 dozen one way, half of
But I can tell you this,
the other.
The Siena Saints leading Duke most of the game, now trailing 69-65 with 10 seconds left. This would be a mammoth upset. On only 2 other occasions has a number 16 beat a 1. Duke also the number 1 seed in the entire field, right?
Yes.
I mean, they have 4 number 1 seeds regionally, but they have a number 1 overall ranked team. Quite frankly, I'm surprised it's even happened twice. I would have thought it never would have happened. And in 2018, little old UMBC beat Virginia. We were talking about that the other day. And Siena making a good run at it today, but Duke finally put it together. I also learned today Matthew Wannock cheers for Duke.
Die hard.
In basketball, specifically in basketball. He cheers for Miami University, the Hurricanes, in football. He's got a bunch of different favorite teams. Must get exhausted remembering them all. Jay's trying to move the monitors so he can actually see the ESTV.
Now, yeah. Monotron is out of the way.
Yeah. Why are those there again? The monitor tree?
Dustin needs more monitors.
He likes having the monitors up there.
He's got a monitor.
And I guess they rarely have live sports in the morning.
Here, he's got a monitor there, and he's got a monitor there that he likes to use. You and I are single monitor guys.
We should mount the lights would be distracting from it, I guess.
We should do a show from there.
From where?
A light
up
mount.
there?
Yeah.
from the lighting display.
I got something to tell you, Reid.
Okay.
So this morning, drove the girls to school. You know, some mornings, if they get to bed a little bit later, we like to say, okay, just sleep in for the extra 15, 20 minutes. And it's not a rush to get to the bus. Okay? So we're leaving this morning, and we're walking down the stairs to the car to go to the garage to get to the car.
Okay.
And my youngest daughter, 9 years old, she's going, she's I couldn't hear it exactly, but it's something like this. She's like, and I'm like, what are you singing, Faith? She's like, from your show. I'm like, do it again. She's like, and I'm like, that's from our show? So you know what she's humming. She was humming this.
Wow, we have polluted your daughter's mind.
That's a catchy tune.
Now, does she know that it's part of a rock song?
No, I don't know.
How old before she can listen to that song? Maybe with us, and we can go over the lyrics with her.
Sure. I mean, she's heard Kiss.
Though I don't think that song is...
like, what's Kiss's biggest hit?
Love Gun.
What would their biggest hit be? That's a good question.
It's got to be Love Gun, though, right? No?
I don't know.
That's the first one.
I Was Made
Detroit
for Loving You.
City.
Detroit Rock City.
I think
Those are the top 3. It's got to be.
Yeah, see, I don't think that she's 9.
Oh, Rock and Roll All Night.
Well, that probably would be the biggest
So
one.
she's
Yeah.
heard that.
Yeah.
Surely she's heard that.
I mean,
I Was Made
like,
for Loving You?
Heaven's on Fire, which is where that comes from. It's like one of those cheeky double entendre type songs that a kid could listen to and know what it's about, but I don't know if parents would be. I look at you and my blood boils hot. I feel my temperature rise. I want it all. Give me what you got. There's hunger in your eyes.
Yeah, that's tame compared to some of the songs that are out there.
She could listen to that and you wouldn't be uncomfortable with her listening to that necessarily, would you?
Well,
I mean, she'd know it was about attraction and stuff, probably.
yeah,
but
they listen to the lyrics too.
Yeah.
like they're no dummies.
But if you're not going to learn about romance and sex from music, what's the point of music?
True, that's a good point.
Yeah.
When I Google Kits' biggest song, it says is generally considered to be Rock and Roll All Night,
Okay, good call.
and I Was Made for Loving You.
Yeah, that's a good song.
What's wrong with being I Was Made for Loving You?
Nothing. I don't think. What are those lyrics?
Well, let's not be afraid of love, people.
You were made for loving me.
Yeah, that's it, Coop.
So here are the lyrics. Do. It actually has that. Tonight, I want to give it all to you. In the darkness, there's so much I want to do. And tonight, I want to lay it at your feet because, girl, I was made for loving you. Or because, girl, I was made for you, and girl, you were made for me. Then into the chorus. Like, that's
That's a love story.
yeah, like a, yeah.
I mean, come on. What are we doing here?
Yeah. Well, that's amazing that your daughter is,
I thought it was, I just started cracking
that's
up.
stuck in her head.
Yeah, when they get home from school, they'll have to let me know they're watching, and we'll have to play that one we're playing the hits for Faith.
So Duke has won. I didn't see the final. They were up 4 or 5 right at the end. So they hold off Siena and avoid what would have been, well, one of maybe the biggest upset in the history of the tournament. It'd be up there.
Oh, it'd be up there with, like, Virginia, I thought was number 1 too.
Yeah, they were and then they won it the next year. They won the tournament the next year, I believe, with largely the same team. So yeah, we're watching NCAA. What do you have on the monitor here? Arkansas,
and Hawaii.
Or Kansas and Hawaii. 10-point lead for Arkansas.
So what is Siena's Upper New York or Albany? North of Albany.
Right, yeah. So that's
Siena.
upper there. Upper.
I
New York.
always do like playing this game. Like when you say Hawaii and Arkansas, you have a general idea where those two places are.
Generally, yes. Well, Hawaii.
I hope you do.
It's out there in the
But
ocean.
Siena,
Yeah, you got to look them up.
you never know.
No, or I probably re-educate myself every year. Where is that again?
Right.
Like, where's Creighton?
Creighton.
Creighton's usually in the tournament, and I always look where I know they're the Blue Jays. Is Creighton in Ohio? I can't remember. Somebody in the nasty chat will say.
Where's Vanderbilt?
Vanderbilt's in
Is that
Nashville.
Pennsylvania?
I think it's in Nashville.
Oh, no, I'm thinking, Vanderbilt is in Nashville.
Okay.
I'm thinking the other one that I always get, Wake Forest.
Wake Forest is in West Virginia, is it not? No. Where is Wake Forest? I think it's in West Virginia.
Wake Forest is Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
That's what I meant.
So I mean, it's in the heart of blue blood country.
Right.
But it's not considered a blue blood. God bless March Madness. Is anybody's bracket busted?
Whose bracket is busted? I don't know.
I mean, High
gonna
Point
find out.
University took down Wisconsin.
So that was a 13 over or 12 over a 5.
12-5.
12 over a 5. And High Point is where? Hopefully the top of a mountain.
No, I've been to High Point.
Where is it?
That's where the world's biggest furniture show is.
But
Remember I went there?
Where is it?
North Carolina. I'm not
Well,
kidding.
that's in North Carolina as well?
Yeah, it's Greensboro, North Carolina.
Oh, cool. Okay.
High Point is a stone's throw from Greensboro, North Carolina.
Tell you what, Oilers and Panthers tonight at 7. These teams were not made for loving you or each other. 7 o'clock game. We got previews throughout the afternoon here on the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. 6 o'clock, Tom Gazzola takes over the stream. GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. He'll go until 7. Game at 7. Tom's on afterwards for the postgame show. McDavid with Podkolzin and Savoy. Nugent Hopkins with Hyman and Roslovic. Dickinson with Szymanski and maybe Kapanen. He didn't take the morning skate. He's a game-time decision. Roby Järventie has been called up on an emergency basis from the minors. He might have to play if Kapanen can't. Henrique with Jones and Frederick. Eck with Bush on the blue line. Nurse with Murphy. Wallman with Stastny. Ingram in net, his first ever start against the Florida Panthers. Ty Emberson on defense is close to playing. He might be able to play on Saturday against the Lightning. Sergei Bobrovsky will be the starting goaltender for the Panthers against the Oilers in his regular season career. 13-7, goals against average of 3, even .896 save percentage, and 1 shutout. And contrary to what Bobrovsky might believe, Jay Onrait makes no money Remember Jay told that story that he met Bobrovsky, and Bobrovsky seemed quite perturbed with him, and he seems to believe that Jay is somehow monetized going, Bobrovsky, you're off the case.
Talk about nil.
Yeah. By the way, Bobrovsky's season, quite underwhelming, which we will get into a little bit later on. Doug Plagens is going to join us in about half an hour, friend of the show, play-by-play voice of the Florida Panthers. He's also going to tell us about why you have to watch for falling iguanas. That's quite the story. Sean Bell will be on the program from Hello Hockey and one of our many great analysts here on Edmonton Sports Talk. And we have some audio from Chris Knobloch, from Connor McDavid, and we'll dive into some other storylines surrounding the game and your Edmonton Oilers. Oh, and our Past the Pantry Athlete of the Week just won a hockey championship of his own. He's going to be fun. He might have trivia for us.
I'm excited for this.
He might.
This guy.
I don't know. He's 14,
studio.
He's 14, and he might bring trivia questions.
Yeah, Spencer
I'm
Cox
not sure.
is going to be in studio.
Yeah.
And I'll just give you a little fun fact about Spencer Cox. His instrument that he can play,
Okay.
the recorder.
Oh, wow. Maybe he's going to bring his recorder in.
I hope he serenades us with his recorder.
No, didn't the Friendly Giant play the recorder?
That was more of like a flute, wasn't it?
Oh, was it? Okay.
Maybe it was a recorder.
I thought it was a recorder.
I hate recorders.
Well, we all have bad memories of.
Well,
the
no,
recorder.
I'm living it. Like once I shouldn't say hate it because once it's gone, it's gone. But my youngest daughter that loves the Kiss soundbite plays her recorder a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Enough is enough.
Well, she's practicing.
She's practicing. Yes. She has not perfected it. You can text us at 780-218-9999. That is the afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino. They're turning 20 this year. Talk about a celebration. They're going to celebrate until October 26th. Over $1 million in prizes, 35 winners of $20,000 in casino free plays, 9 brand new cars, 56 winners of $1,000 in cash. And you want to find out more or look at the tickets for the upcoming events, all that other great stuff, go to rivercreeresort.com. Email reid@edmontonsportstalk.com, jay@edmontonsportstalk.com. We love especially getting your limericks. Tell you what, let's do limericks and work in Kiss songs.
Ooh.
Work in Kiss songs or Kiss references into your limerick. That'll be pretty fun. So those are the email addresses. You can listen to us streaming audio, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio. Now, a lot of people say, Reid, I'm currently listening. Why are you telling me that's how I can listen? Because we want you to let other people know how they can tune in. Because I saw a message the other day. Coob retweeted it. You replied to the person saying like, oh, I miss hearing Reid after Oilers games. And you were like, not only is he on after Oilers games with Tom, he's got his own show. He's still doing a talk show.
3 full hours.
So there you go.
Week.
So iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio. We got to get the word out there. You can also get us on YouTube. If you are on YouTube, Edmonton Sports Talk has a channel. Subscribe to it, please. If you have not done so already, then you get notifications about our videos, or will show up as one of your suggested videos when you go into YouTube, which makes it really convenient. You can chat with us and with each other in the nasty chat on YouTube. If you're new to the station, you do not have to be nasty to go in there. It's actually quite a welcoming place for the most part. And a lot of it is just listeners chatting with each other, joking around, talking hockey, talking sports, talking about Edmonton, whatever. So that's a fun place to be. And of course, if you're taking us in on YouTube, click the thumbs up button.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
And after you click the thumbs up button, or if you already have, click the share button.
Do you believe in life after love?
And send the show link off to somebody else to get them involved in our incredible programming. And our incredible programming includes the afternoon headlines presented by 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. Stream them on iHeart today. This is Chet Palmer with your sports report. The locals get the cat rats tonight. I wonder if someone is going to smack Mouthy Matty right on the kisser. Hey, Oil Country, the line starts to the right. Comrade Pod is on Captain Connie's flank. Hey, kids, that shows you where hard work can get you. On the flip side, my brother-in-law can teach you about an all-nighter at the craps table. Hey, how about Sienna pushing Duke to the limit in the bucket bonanza? Hey, Jason Milne, is that a busted bracket in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? I'm Chet Palmer.
Well done, Chet. Well done. I like that you, on the flip side, Yeah, my brother-in-law can teach you about an all-nighter at the craps table. I do like Comrade Pod. And, you know, I'm happy for the guy. You know, he's been playing good.
Why wouldn't you be?
Why wouldn't you be?
You could, like I've been saying, you can put him on any line and feel he's going to help that line. He's going to play the same way.
He is going to play the same way. So hopefully he gets rewarded tonight. I wonder what it is, what the number is on a Vasily Podkolzin goal, Reid.
Well, do you have it?
No,
Check
but I'll
into
find it.
Maybe we can get it.
I'll find it.
It is an Oilers game day, which means we have the Mystery Athlete of the Game competition. You try to win a $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub, which features $10 tankards and $6 tequila shots. You can also grab the $23.99 adult Happy Meal featuring the drive-in burger, fries, choice of beer, limited edition hockey puck bottle opener. Book your reservation now at hudsonscanadaspub.com. So we give clues throughout the show. To win the $25 GC, you must text the correct athlete's name to 780-218-9999. That's the River Cree Resort Casino inbox, okay? And maximum 3 guesses per person, because we don't like it when somebody just spams guesses. So you got to be selective here. You got to decide when you're going to take a chance with a guess, okay? The first clue is Panthers. Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game.
Panthers.
Panthers is the first clue.
Interesting.
Certainly is. I find it quite interesting.
Vasily Podkolzin, for those wondering, plus 359 to score a goal. That's 4.5 to 1.
4.5 to 1. Well, why not?
Not bad.
Not bad.
You feeling anything? Does that make you tingle?
He scored last game. This could be his type of game, though. Yeah, I'll probably put something on there. Why not? Give me a second here. I do have to concentrate a little bit on hosting the program. So that's a good one. You'll have Jay's play of the day is going to be at 4:00 today because we got a guest at 3:40.
Yeah, there's a bonus play too.
Teaser. There's a bonus play of the day. Oh, I didn't even see that.
Oh yeah,
that's amazing. All right, so the first clue, Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game, is Panthers. We'll give another clue, well, sometime before 4:00. And somebody got it really quickly on Tuesday. That was you came up with the athlete. It was Jimmer Fredette.
Yeah. Well, I think
people are using AI somehow.
Stuff. I would like to say, you know, I understand you can Google,
right?
But just putting the clues into an AI or Gemini, I mean, okay, hey, if you want to go ahead and win a gift certificate that way, knock your socks off. But just know, we and the Coob are unimpressed.
You can't
speak for me.
You can't take AI to Hudson's with you.
Are unimpressed.
You can't take AI to Hudson's with you.
That's right. It's not real.
You and your buddy figure it out together. Let's go to Hudson's together
take
to celebrate.
AI for a beer.
Yeah. What are they going to do? They're going to overheat. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
They won't even have their ID with them.
Yeah. Who are you going to fall over with later? Not AI.
All right. Fake anyway. It's artificial.
Well, it is.
Our off-topic topic is presented by William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best can be is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. Coob, what do you have for us today?
Well, Jack Hughes got a bit vocal yesterday in terms of his golden goal puck that he scored for the Americans to take gold in the Olympics. We all know what happened, but he wanted the puck back from the double IHF because they took it for the Hockey Hall of Fame, and they basically said, nope, it's not your puck to have. Actually, it's ours, and we're going to put it on display at the Hockey Hall of Fame. So what is one thing that you wish you still had, whether you've given it away?
No, I think we're gonna narrow it down, Coob, because we want this to be objects. We want this to be an item, okay, that you gave away or sold, parted with, that you wish you could get back or you hadn't done that. Because we want to avoid perhaps tragic topics or loss of people or ex-boyfriends or girlfriends. So we're gonna keep it to an object.
Yes,
physical object. Yeah. What is an object that you once had that you wish you could get back or you'd never parted with to begin with?
Mine's easy. I had a 1991 Chev Silverado two-tone, red on black. Extended cab, short box. It was a beautiful truck. And the fuel pump went.
Oh.
I was talking about this last week. And the fuel pump went, and it's a $500 truck or something. To get the fuel pump exchanged or replaced, you have to drop the tank, the gas tank. You have to do a lot of things. So I just said, the heck with it. I'll just sell it because I had another vehicle at that point. I had a newer truck. This was like kind of my secondary truck, and I sold it. I think I sold it for $250.
You probably needed the money at the time.
No.
Maybe you had some gambling debts.
So you know what happened? No. So you know what happened? 'Cause I said I've sold it under the premise. I said the fuel tank or the fuel pump needs to be replaced. Okay, I'll come over. I'll buy it. I'll come over this afternoon. Guy comes over, proceeds to cut a hole in the box of the. He paid me. It's his truck.
Right.
He proceeded to cut a hole in the box of the truck, access the fuel pump, pulled it out. He had a replacement fuel pump there, put it in, fired it up, ran like a kitten.
Yeah.
Purred.
Wow.
And then he turned around to me and said, "You want to buy it back for $500?"
Oh, jeez. Did you?
I wish I did, but I didn't. That is something I wish I still had. I wish I wouldn't have rushed into that.
Right.
Because that's when we were on our acreage, but it was our first acreage. So we didn't have a lot of room for spare trucks. But now I'd love to have as many trucks as
You can
humanly possible.
rip around. Oh, that's too bad.
My old truck. That's what I wish.
Yeah,
That's what I wish I still had.
Yeah. I was struggling with this one because I have found over the years, just through moving and, you accumulate stuff. And I moved about 3 years ago. And leading up to that, I called some stuff. And I called some stuff that might be considered memorabilia. And I haven't missed it.
Okay.
So I don't know. Like if an old vehicle, I have my comic collection. I haven't sold any of my comics. So I'm trying to think if there's something.
I'm more like you as well.
Yeah.
Like if it's got to go, it's got to go. And if you're not thinking about it,
Yeah.
you're not missing it.
And especially as I've gotten, or you get your use out of things. Like, man, I had some comfortable shoes. Well, there's now a hole in them, and my feet get wet, so this just isn't going to work anymore. Maybe I'll think of something throughout the show, but when you put this out earlier, it's like there's certainly been things I've had that have been useful or have had sentimental value. But if I actually reached the point where I was ready to part with it for whatever reason, then I must have had a good reason at the time. So I sort of trust my past self, I guess. Well, yours is a pretty good story.
I'm a big collector of things. I have weird knickknacks, DVDs, CDs, and whatnot. And I've started trying to turn down get rid of some of the clutter where I'm like, hey, do I love this right now? Have I used this in the last month or something? Okay, I'm going to go donate it, give it away, go to Goodwill. Somebody else who wants it can have it. And I grew up as a fan of the movie Cars. I love the entire trilogy now that they have as well. And for my birthday one time, I got an entire set of the first Cars movie with every single character in the movie in an entire set. And I thought that was awesome until I thought, I'm too cool for that now.
Oh,
so
no.
I ended up giving it away. Nothing big, but to have that still, I wonder if it's actually a collectible thing for a market like that, but to have that as well. And, I used to have a lot of band t-shirts and it was a bigger lad and I outgrew them all and I ended up giving them all away. And now I went to a Megadeth concert. I didn't even have a band t-shirt to wear.
That's not good, Coop.
Yeah. No good at all.
All right. So the off-topic topic for William Huff, what is a physical item that you parted with, sold, gave away, threw out, whatever, that you wish you had back or that you wish you hadn't parted with, and why? This the story behind it. So that's where we'll go for that one. The 55-yard line in the Nasty Chat says this will be an easy answer for the CFL soon. ... Oh, the 55-yard line. You poor bastard. All right, 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Doug Plagens, Florida Panthers play-by-play voice, coming up in about 15 minutes. We're back after this break and an update from the Coop.
It's the Oilers and Panthers tonight from Rogers Place. And earlier today, Edmonton placed Leon Draisaitl on long-term injured reserve, recalling Roby Järventie on an emergency basis from the AHL. Connor Ingram gets a nod in between the pipes. His first career game against the Panthers. Kasperi Kapanen in a game-time decision. Järventie ready to go if needed. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson hit the airwaves at 6 o'clock right here on EST to preview tonight's action. And Audi Sportsnet has reported Leafs captain Austin Matthews is expected to undergo surgery to repair his MCL tear. He's anticipated to be ready for next season. 10 other games around the NHL. The Golden Knights and Mammoth play at 8 o'clock. The Kraken and Predators hit the ice at 6, while the Kings play host to the Flyers. And Jays news, Trey Savage, he will start the season on the injured list with a slight injury in his throwing shoulder. 2 games ongoing in March Madness. Number 4, Arkansas leads Hawaii at halftime, 54-36. And entering the second half, Michigan State with a 20-point lead over North Dakota State. Just wrapping up a few moments ago, Vanderbilt, the 5th seed, toppling McNeese State, the 12th seed, 78-68. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. From custom homes to small renovations, Edmonton's top builders and contractors rely on Paramount Flooring. Their in-house team handles everything from selections to completion, keeping projects on track and on time. Visit their showroom open 7 days a week or find them at ParamountFlooring.ca. The show rolls on following the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
2 guys and a goalie.
Jack Hughes deserves to have the golden goal puck. Hired or fired?
Fired. Some things are bigger than the game itself. I mean, there is a stick that scored 2 goals in 4 seconds. So I kind of have a piece. I don't want that stick, but
you don't want Darren Quinn's stick?
I don't want Darren Quinn's stick, but it's
Is it in the hall?
Yeah.
I love that.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
We have what you're looking for. GD Liquidators is Edmonton's one-stop shop for new and used warehouse, office, and industrial items since 1987. You'll find what you want when you want it. Give us a call, visit us in store, or check out the monthly auctions at gdliquidators.com. 100% Canadian owned and operated. We have what you are looking for. GD Liquidators.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Multi-platinum country superstars High Valley return to the River Cree Resort and Casino March 21st. Don't miss High Valley's signature fusion of contemporary country and traditional bluegrass. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Real fans don't stroll in at puck drop. They claim territory. They study the screens. They get into their spot, which is why this matters. The Canadian Brewhouse now has happy hour. Brand new. Tons of options. And the good stuff, like our espresso martinis and our cracked pepper and sea salt dry ribs. Monday to Saturday, 2 till 6 p.m. starting at $3.99. That's more than enough reason to come early. New happy hour at the Canadian Brewhouse. If you're serious about game day, we'll see you for happy hour.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Hope you're having a great day. Oilers versus the Panthers tonight. The Oilers coming in with a record of 34-26-9 for 77 points. The Panthers 31-31-3 for 69 points. Ingram versus Bobrovsky is your expected goaltending matchup. Portions of this hour are presented by Little Buckaroo Design in New Sarepta. Since 2015, Little Buckaroo Design has been saying, heck yeah.
Heck yeah!
We can do that. From heat press and embroidery to rhinestone, sublimation, DTF signs, and custom decals.
Decals?
Michelle and her team can make it happen. Stop by the showroom at 5063 Center Ave in New Sarepta. Call 780-984-2872 or check out their website, lilbuckaroodesign.ca. That's lilbuckaroodesign.ca. Great company, great people. Love having them as partners here on the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne. Our off-topic topic for William Huff. What is something in terms of a physical object, some sort of item that you used to have that you wish you could get back? Whether you threw it out, sold it, gave it away, lost it, but somehow you did something that led to you not having it anymore.
I'm pretty sure one of my brothers washed a Wayne Gretzky rookie card.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh,
way.
My.
Chris Purper says, I had a Generation 1, it's from 1980s, Transformers production cell with Optimus Prime and Megatron. Be quite collectible now.
What happened to it?
I don't know. Continue the story.
Yeah, we
Chris.
don't know what happened to it, though.
Parkside says, I traded a Young Guns Austin Matthews card for a bunch of different Ethan Bear rookies. Oh, no. You win some, you lose some, he says. And Vincenzo says, I wish I didn't get rid of all the WWE action figures that I had when I was a kid. I had over 200 figures. I was so sad when I got rid of them. Just got older and ran out of space.
Yeah, well, that happens.
That does happen.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff coming in.
I was wondering if we'll get figurines and toys.
Yeah, there could be a variety of things that we get here. Sometimes our listeners surprise us. Things that maybe we didn't even realize might fit into this category.
Well, and you think back, like, what if you had bought at that time 10 boxes of what was Gretzky's rookie season, 80 or 79-80? 10 boxes of unopened, cards from that era.
Right.
They'd be worth a lot of money right now.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you got one in good condition.
Well, no. Unopened.
Boy, then it would be it should be in pretty good condition.
Don't open them. That's what the experts say, Reid.
Yeah, good. That's a good point. 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. So the Oilers and Panthers tonight, for the Oilers, they have won 2 in a row, which for them is a long winning streak.
Huge.
Because they've only won 3 in a row once all season long. So in the Pacific Division, the Ducks have the lead, 78 points. Oilers are at 77. Vegas with 76. Both teams have 1 game in hand on the Oilers, so they're starting to even out a little bit here. Anaheim, an interesting story, minus 11 goal differential.
Crazy.
Yet they're currently in first place. Utah's the first wildcard team with 76. Seattle and LA both with 71. So right now they're competing for that final wildcard spot with San Jose a point out of the playoffs. Nashville 4 points out. And, I mean, you and I are refusing to count out the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah.
They've crawled back within 4. Weren't they 10 out?
They were 11 out at one point.
11 out?
Yeah.
So now the Jets' record, well, they're 5-2-3 in their last 10. So that's not bad. 650 hockey, right? 13 out of 20 points.
They need to play better
They
than
need
that.
to do a little better than that.
Yeah.
The problem is no one is really taking command here. They've still made up ground. I mean, Nashville in the last 10, 4-4-2. Sharks are not bad, 5-3-2. Kings 5-4-1. Seattle 4-6. Vegas 3-6. If Vegas doesn't get it together, they're going to be dropping down closer to those wild card teams. So the Jets have 30 points remaining because they have 15 games left. If the Jets went, let's say the Jets did really well. What if the Jets went 10-5 and got to 87 points?
Ooh, that'd be close,
That's
Reid.
ish. I mean, if Seattle goes under 500 or LA goes 500, if LA went 500, what do they have left? That would get them to 86.
Well, and Reid, look at Vegas. Vegas is 3-7-0 in their last 10. If they keep playing that way, I mean, this could get quite tight. Vegas has really fallen off.
I think if the Jets can go 10-5, they get in the playoffs.
It'll be tight.
It'd be close. And 10-5, it's not easy to go 10-5. That's 2/3, winning 2/3 of your game. But they're still in the mix. So, yeah.
But do you want to do that? I mean, sure, you want to. But do you want to do that just to go turn around and face...
For the draft pick possibility?
Well, you get a higher draft pick, and then you turn around and you have to face either Colorado or Dallas.
But wouldn't that be something, Winnipeg against Colorado? Last year's President's Trophy winner that has underachieved most of the year, peaking at the right time, against this year's... Well, we should be careful here. Dallas is 2 points behind Colorado.
Dallas could catch them, but other than that, Carolina's at 92 points. 6 points.
But in the West, it wouldn't matter for who the Jets play. Right?
No, for the Jets' purposes, but either Colorado or Dallas.
I think I'm going to say something right now. I think the Jets would beat Colorado.
Really?
Yes.
But not Dallas?
No.
Interesting. I like that take. Just the right matchup?
Yeah.
Goaltending?
Well, I just think the Jets are still a very good team. I know they're not as good as last year, but I think if they put it together here late in the season, and then you're going in a little bit like, well, we're the underdog now, as opposed to, well, you're a chance. You can break Canada's drought here. Go out there and do it. Win the Stanley Cup. And the Jets, I picked St. Louis to beat them in the first round last year because I just thought the Blues were all wrong for the Jets, and they were 2 seconds away, right? And then the Jets wound up losing to Dallas. I don't know. Jets, Avalanche in the first round. I would like the Jets in that one. Because then you're getting, the Colorado after this great regular season would be stuck playing a team that in my mind is not a true number 8 seed.
Fair. That's a good point.
But who knows if we're going to get there. That may not happen at all. And Colorado, still very good, but they're not at the pace that they were earlier in the season.
No, they have tapered off.
They're still obviously a very good hockey team. But yeah, it's fun. We're starting to talk about projected playoff matchups and all that kind of stuff. And the Oilers, who've been underwhelming for large chunks of the season, are still competing for first place in their division. Yes, it's a lower point total. I kind of hate to say this because it's not the case, but Anaheim leads the Pacific Division. They'd be out of the playoffs by 4 points in the East.
True.
Now, it's different in terms of how the points are distributed from conference to conference, but in this division, the Oilers still have a chance to finish in first place.
Well, and a win tonight over Florida, a regulation win, would put Edmonton solely in first place of the Pacific.
Right. Right, because the Ducks aren't playing, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Then the Ducks would have 2 games in hand.
Correct.
You're going to hear from Chris Knobloch and Connor McDavid. We'll talk a little bit about the line shuffling as we move along. If you have us on YouTube this afternoon, give us the thumbs up if you haven't already. We try to get to at least 100 every show. Game days, we want to get there as quickly as possible. Put out a good vibe. We're in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Real fans know the move. Arrive early. Happy hour at the Canadian Brewhouse runs Monday to Saturday, 2 to 6 p.m., starting at $3.99. Get in, get comfy, get happy. The Canadian Brewhouse. We're going to talk about Panthers and iguanas with Doug Plagens, Florida's play-by-play voice, when we get back.
The Oilers have placed Leon Draisaitl on long-term injured reserve, recalling Roby Järventie from the AHL Condors on an emergency basis. If Kasperi Kapanen can't go tonight, he's a game-time decision with an illness. Järventie is ready to go. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson preview the game with coverage starting at 6 o'clock right here on EST. From Toronto, Sportsnet has reported that Leafs captain Austin Matthews is expected to undergo surgery to repair his MCL tear. He's anticipated to be ready for next season. 10 other games in the NHL. The Knights and Mammoth meet at 8 o'clock. The Kraken and Predators hit the ice at 6, while LA plays host to Philly. And in Jays news, Trey Savage will start the season on the injured list with an impingement in his throwing shoulder. The March Madness, 2 games live in first round action. Number 4, Arkansas leads number 13, Hawaii, 54-36 at halftime. Elsewhere, Michigan State, the 3rd seed, lead North Dakota. 14th seed 45-27 early in the second half. And to the Association, Detroit's at Washington. The Cavs and Bulls tip off while the Lakers face the Heat on an 8-game slate. Doug Plagens up next. Here on the Reid Wilkins Show, I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Oil Stream.
Because we have to understand that the next 2 years after this one are the most important in Oilers history. They are.
And you are on fire today, Nanzo.
Are they not?
No, I 100% agree with you. I just love the way you said it and were like so serious in saying it. Like, I want to clip that. That was good.
They're the most important 2 years coming up in this franchise history.
Right. I mean, you are 100% correct.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You know the saying, April showers bring May flowers, but really May brings you...
Mom, I'm home from university.
Need extra space? Sentinel Storage. Affordable, convenient, and Canadian storage solutions. Try 4 weeks free, plus students save 10% on continued rental. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Multi-platinum country superstars High Valley return to the River Cree Resort and Casino March 21st. Don't miss High Valley's signature fusion of contemporary country and traditional bluegrass. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Goodwill is
one shopper, finding something I never knew I needed. A jacket, a deal, one donor, letting go of something so someone else can move forward.
One program participant,
learning,
trying,
building skills,
building confidence,
building a future.
One purchase, one donation,
one job, one choice.
Goodwill is
the power of one, the power of one, the power of one,
the power of one.
Goodwill Industries of Alberta. It all starts with one.
Real fans don't stroll in at puck drop. They claim territory. They study the screens. They get into their spot, which is why this matters. The Canadian Brewhouse now has happy hour. Brand new, tons of options, and the good stuff like our 8-inch 2-topping RCM pizza and our signature Caesar. Monday to Saturday, 2 till 6 p.m. starting at $3.99. That's more than enough reason to come early. New happy hour at the Canadian Brewhouse. If you're serious about game day, we'll see you for happy hour.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation. With options for every style and budget, open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
Okay, Kapanen game time decision for the Oilers. Looks like Podkolzin will move up tonight to play with McDavid and Savoy. Oilers and Panthers at 7 o'clock. Plenty of storylines in this one to discuss. Some of them, and who knows what else. We're going to go to the Oil Country Towing video hotline. Oil Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team. Fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. Our next guest has experienced all 4 seasons in the city of Edmonton, 3 of them yesterday. He's the play-by-play voice for the Florida Panthers. It's our buddy Doug Plagens checking in. Doug, it's Reid and Jay. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks so much for having me, guys. And yes, another trip to Edmonton. Feels like it hasn't quite been 9 months since we were last here, but that's the case. Last couple of years, we've spent a lot of time here in this part of Alberta.
Well, so Jay, full disclosure, I may have been responsible for having Doug Plagens try beer last night.
Oh.
We may have taken a short walk, which I felt a little guilty for afterwards because the puddles are outrageous. in neighborhoods around the city. So I may have ruined his shoes, socks, feet, because he really couldn't avoid. I'm sorry, buddy. That was an atrociously difficult walk.
That's all right. I felt like we were on some form of pioneering journey or something. We were walking through different types of terrain to get from one place to the next. It was exciting, and it again made me realize we're seeing all the seasons here in Edmonton.
All right. So speaking of danger, we're going to start with a non-hockey topic, because you told me a story last night, and I said you got to tell this on the show tomorrow. So we have if you're on YouTube, we have a couple of photos that Doug sent me from his neighborhood back in South Florida. And Doug, I'm just gonna give you the floor here to describe these animals and some of the dangers they present in your neck of the woods.
Well, what you're looking at there is a big iguana, and I actually took that picture in the parking lot of a pharmacy, of a drugstore. I was just going out to my car, and that was sitting right there on the curb, and they're everywhere. And they're like they're iguanas. They're the iguanas you'd see in a pet store or something like that. Now, they are an invasive species to South Florida, and there are a lot of folks who aren't crazy about them being in their gardens and their yards and such. That being said, sometimes you're out on the golf course, whatever, they can be fun to look at, and they really want nothing to do with you. They don't eat meat. If you get within 20 feet of them, they're taking off and they're running. But Reid, the part of the conversation that I think intrigued you the most was, yeah, they spend a lot of time up in the trees, but when you have a cold snap in Florida, and I know we're not getting any sympathy from the folks in Alberta for this one, but a cold snap in South Florida means it gets like under 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And we did have a couple of consecutive weeks where that was pretty frequent, maybe a month or so ago. There are warnings that kind of go out, and people talk about it. It's a point of conversation. I've never actually seen it happen before my eyes, but when the temperature gets to a certain point, they go into kind of a hibernation state, and they have been known to just fall out of the trees. And they can be pretty big. And if you're walking under a tree and one of those things decides to go into a hibernation state and fall out of the tree on your head, that might be a little bit painful. When they fall onto the ground, you're told that they're not dead. They're just, like I said, in this hibernation state, and eventually things warm up and they kind of come to, and they take off and get back to whatever it is that they were up to, or that they were planning to do, I guess, prior to their bodies freezing up. But yeah, those are everywhere. They're everywhere in South Florida.
Okay, hang on now. Let's just talk. Let's go back to the start, Doug. I mean, in feet, like how big are one of these iguanas? Would you say in inches or feet?
Oh, you feel like you're getting a taste of prehistoric times. Sometimes you'll see them walking by. They can be a few feet long. Like they can be the size of a small alligator. They can get to be that big, and you'll see them running across a golf course. You'll see them. They hang out on the banks of the canals and things like that. You'll see them just kind of wandering around, going about their business. And like I said, that picture that you showed there, it was there. You see them pretty frequently, but that was actually in a spot where I wouldn't have considered it to be a place you'd see it. It was a strip mall, like a drugstore in a strip mall, right at a busy intersection, and there's that thing just sitting on the curb. So, yeah, it's a semi-frequent occurrence.
Well, that's an amazing story. Watch for falling iguanas. I did not expect that, and thanks for sharing that.
I'm kind of surprised the fall doesn't snap them out of whatever hibernation they are in.
I wish I could elaborate more.
Doug's like,
I wish I knew more about the anatomical processes of what these iguanas and their makeup and their composition, but they're interesting. There's no doubt about it. And like I said, if you spend enough time in South Florida and you go around enough, you're without a doubt going to see them someplace.
Mex in our nasty chat, he's one of our more clever wordsmiths when it comes to sending in messages, Doug. He says, I think that's called a reptile dysfunction. So we'll let that speak for itself as Doug's joining us on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. All right, enough about falling iguanas. Let's talk about the Panthers. It is not impossible, but unlikely, I think, for them to be in the postseason this year. Paul Maurice over the last few years has, in his coaching career, I mean, he's kind of known for being well-spoken, a little bit philosophical. Not everybody liked some of the handshake stuff we saw in past years, but generally he's a pretty good interview and tries to share stuff with the media. Coaching a championship team and a finalist team, over the last 3 years. What's he been like publicly this year with the team struggling and, as I said, probably not going back to the postseason?
Well, he's handled it like everybody has, like a total professional, and it's a group that has a ton of pride, and they're going to go out and they're going to give it everything they have every single night, and that's been really the hallmark trait here with this group, as they've been without Barkov all season, without Matthew Tkachuk for a big chunk of it, without Dmitry Kulikov for a huge stretch from about game 2 up until 7 or so games ago, without Seth Jones from January 2nd until just the other day. That's just the tip of the iceberg, and you go down the list, and Brad Marchand's been out, and Sam Reinhart's not in the lineup right now, and Jonah Gadjevich has been out, and Tomasz Nosek missed the entire season up until about 5 or 6 games ago. So they've been without guys, like I said, from their biggest stars to other players that played key roles on the Cup run, whether it be the last 2 years or last year. And the one thing that's never changed is this group's gone out and given it everything they have every single night. And that's what you'd expect out of a team that has this kind of pedigree and that's as battle tested as this one is. It's like I said, they've just kept things moving along, and they were in it for, they were right there for a long time. They've kind of fallen back a bit here lately, but crazier things have happened. These guys know when you have a group that's as battle tested as this one, you're never going to rule anything out until you see that mathematical elimination has come along. So these guys are going to keep battling, and that's kind of been the mantra and been the kind of the mindset here throughout.
Doug Plagens, Panthers play-by-play, joining us here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I wanted to ask you, Doug, about Sergei Bobrovsky. If the season was to end today, this would be a career low in terms of his save percentage, which is currently sitting at .876, a sharp drop-off from last year. Of course, what's the story here, and do you think the Panthers will end up re-signing him?
Well, I'm not involved in those conversations, so I really have no insight as far as what conversations may or may not happen there. But you've heard all the different things that have come out in the last couple of weeks, and there were all kinds of different things swirling leading up to the deadline. And really the biggest thing that you heard was, the Panthers love having Sergei Bobrovsky. He loves being a Panther. His teammates love him, and he's been a huge part of everything that has been accomplished here over the last handful of years. And he's a future Hall of Famer, and his work ethic, his dedication, his just passion for the game, because let's be honest, he's got 2 Vezinas. He's got 2 Stanley Cups. He is a Hall of Famer the second he walks away from the National Hockey League. To still be doing this at this point is because he loves it, because he has a deep passion for it. And you see that, you see that joy every single night when he's between the pipes, and became the 18th goaltender to play 800 games last time out. So again, to keep doing it at this stage of his career, you do it because you love it, and he brings that passion, and it's infectious throughout the rest of the team. We'll see what the future holds there, but like I said, his teammates love him here, and you heard Matthew Tkachuk's comments not too long ago. There's nobody that they'd rather have they'd rather be playing in front of. So he's meant so much to this team. I'm sure that he'll end up being the last guy to ever wear number 72 for the Florida Panthers, and he's meant everything to this group. We'll see what the future holds there, but as far as this season goes, plain and simple, the goaltenders are also going to be affected at times by things looking different in front of them, and this team's been without some key pieces, and they've managed to for a big chunk of this year, hang in the fight. And they've, like I said, they've fallen back a little bit here lately, but they've been in this thing throughout. And he's turned in some big performances along the way. I know the numbers aren't what maybe they have been at times in the past, but he's still turned in some big performances and been responsible for a lot of victories this season.
All right. Should be a fun game tonight, Doug. I know you got to get to the rink, but I got to ask, everybody's like, some people are like, where'd you take Doug? Give us a quick food and beverage review from our outing last night.
Yes, we went to Brewster's. The beverage was great. I forget exactly what they called it there, but I looked for whatever the most comparable thing to a Corona was on the menu, and it was, again, I can't remember the name of it, but that was what I went with.
I think it was just the Mexican lager or something, yeah.
Something to that effect. It was very good. And then I had the maple bison burger, because at first I was going to get like a buffalo chicken wrap, but I figured I'm in Alberta. I need like beef or bison or something like that. So that was what I went with, and it was outstanding. I would absolutely get it again. So great recommendation by you, Reid.
Doug, I just wanted to ask you one more thing here. Sorry. I saw on your Twitter feed that you had received or you'd acquired some Tim Hortons trading cards.
Yes.
And then I had one of our listeners, how active our listeners are. Is Waddy in Cloverdale says, ask Doug if he recently received any random hockey cards from a Canadian visitor. Are these two?
What?
I mean, I don't know. I just saw the Tim Hortons cards on your feed, and then he sent this in, and I thought, well, certainly they must have crossed paths somewhere, but by the look on your face, I would suggest no.
I don't believe. Wait, who's this? Who messaged you?
Waddy in Cloverdale.
Where's Cloverdale?
Oh, it's a neighborhood.
It's a neighborhood in Edmonton.
It's a neighborhood. Yeah.
Waddy?
Yeah.
If he said something to Doug, he did it anonymously, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
But
here.
you did receive, you got your hands on some Tim Hortons hockey cards, I saw.
I did. And they were actually like from past years. I was excited to get them. Big sports card guy here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're going to be giving those away, or what are your plans with those?
I'm giving some away right now. Giving some away right now on my Twitter at Doug Plagens.
Oh, there it is. Okay, perfect. All right, I know you got to run. I look forward to seeing you tonight. Have a great call. Enjoy the game, buddy. See you soon.
We'll see you guys later. Thank you so much.
Doug Plagens, radio play-by-play voice for the Florida Panthers, does a great job. I think he's at 11 seasons doing Panthers games. Yeah, really good stuff. We love talking to him. Knows his stuff with the Panthers and always has a fun story or two. That iguana thing, I was
freaky.
I was like, what are you talking about? They fall out of the trees. Like, yeah, they fall out of trees. Like, you got to be careful.
Can you imagine getting dunked on by an iguana?
Like that would
out
hurt.
Of a tree? That would, yes. If they're up to 3 feet, Reid, that might take you down.
Yeah, and then they just hit the ground. And it's like, no, they're not dead. Just leave them.
Make that call in. Hey, Danny, I can't make it into work today. Yeah, another iguana fell on me.
Oh my god, yeah, another one. All right, that was Doug Plagens, Oilers, Panthers tonight. Plenty more on that game as we move along. We're going to talk about the lineup. Chris Knobloch will give his perspective of shaking up the lineups a little bit from Connor McDavid as well. We have clue number 2 in the Hudson's Canada's Pub, mystery athlete of the game. To make a guess in this, you must text your guess to 780-218-9999. That is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. And the second clue is Flames. So the first clue was Panthers. The second clue is Flames. Maximum 3 guesses per person. First correct guess gets the $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub. So there we have it. You can email Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, Jay at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Limerick challenge for today is a limerick related to the band Kiss. Song titles, whatever you want to work in about the band Kiss, okay? And if you have us on YouTube this afternoon, give us a thumbs up. We want to get to at least 100. At least 100. We're already at 60.
Oh, let's
Only
go.
a third of the way into the show. But if you haven't already clicked, give us a thumbs up. Let's get past 100 and into gravy territory. Jay's play of the day is after the 4 o'clock break as well.
The Lock Shop.
The fact that the Buffalo number isn't bigger is just, I mean, they've been in our go zone for a long time. I think they're a much better team than San Jose is right now. San Jose's desperate, but I do like Buffalo in that spot. And then Vegas, Utah. At what point is Vegas going to get it together? Like, I know there's reasons to doubt Vegas, but we're getting like just outside of a pick.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
The Oilers have placed Leon Draisaitl on long-term injured reserve, recalling Roby Järventie from the Condors on an emergency basis. It's Connor Ingram in between the pipes tonight against the Panthers. Kasperi Kapanen in a game-time decision due to illness. Järventie ready to go if needed. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame showtime because old Ben Thompson set the table for the matchup with coverage starting at 6 o'clock only on EST. Audi's Sportsnet reporting that Leafs captain Austin Matthews is expected to undergo surgery to repair his MCL tear. He's anticipated to be ready for next season. A few big matchups around the league. Total of 11 games on tap. Detroit hosting Montreal. Winnipeg visits Boston, while Vegas and Utah hit the ice. In Jays news, Trey Savage will start the season on the injured list with a slight injury in his throwing shoulder. In a pair of games, March Madness action. Midway through the second frame, the number 4 Razorbacks leading number 13 Rainbow Warriors 75-55. Meanwhile, the number 14 Bison trail number 3 Spartans 69-49. And to the association, there's 8 games on tap, including Detroit and Washington tipping off. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. Hour 2 of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Can the Edmonton Oilers actually win 3 games in a row? They've only done it once before this season. Maybe they'd be better off not, because the last time they won 3 in a row, the only other time they lost their next 4. Maybe they'd be better off going 2 wins, 1 loss, 2 wins, 1 loss.
That'd be a great
That's
pace.
actually be better than winning 3 and then losing 4.
Yeah, it would be.
better percentage. We'll see. Should be a good one tonight. Florida Panthers, who, again, extreme long shots to make the postseason. I mean, we were talking about the Western Conference. So the Panthers are second last in the East. They are 13 points out of a playoff spot with 15 games remaining. The Detroit and Boston are the 2 wildcard teams. They both have 82. So to get into the playoffs, Florida would have to pass 7 teams and probably go almost undefeated. Actually, Florida could go undefeated and still not make. Like Florida could go 15-0, which would get them to 99 points, and they might not get in because Detroit and Boston already have 82. So if they each went 9-3, well, I guess if Florida went undefeated, they'd get in. They could go 12-3 and not get in.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine if the Oilers Panthers played again? Like the Oilers are this halting, frustrating team all year, and the Panthers were 13 points out on March 19th, and they somehow wind up in the Cup final again. I don't think that's going to happen.
No, thank you.
780-218-9999 if you'd like to text us. That is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Don't forget about the River Cree mobile app. It's free to download. You can get exclusive offers and promotions. You can get show tickets. You can make reservations for hotel rooms and restaurants, safe, secure, easy to use. And you can also check out their website, rivercreeresort.com. All right, band, go ahead.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day
is presented by Play Alberta, your home for online gaming excitement featuring casino games, live dealer action, lottery, instance, and sports betting. With the Play Alberta app, you can take the fun with you anywhere. Download the app or sign up today at playalberta.ca.
Okay, I've said this. I thought this week for the Oilers, the game they had against San Jose was going to be one of the bigger tests. I know Tampa Bay is going to be a big test, but I've pegged this one as a game that I think the Oilers are going to be pretty hyped up for. And I'm not sure what's in the tank for the Florida Panthers, whether this will be the same battle that Oilers fans are used to seeing against Florida. I'm not sure it's going to be reciprocated by Florida. So I like the Oilers tonight. I'm not going to do anything else other than this. The Oilers to win by 2 or more goals. That's it.
All right.
No points. No magic from Connor McDavid. No power play points for Matt. Nothing. Just the Oilers to win by 2 or more goals. That has been boosted to plus 153 over at playalberta.ca. Click on sports, click on EST specials, and you'll see Jay's play of the day. Edmonton Oilers minus 1.5 against the Florida Panthers. And a bonus play of the day, Reid.
Uh-oh.
This is Jay's NCAA March Madness play of the day. I've chosen Houston, Reid. I've chosen Houston to win it all. They were the runners-up last year. I think this year they get it done. This number was plus 1,000 not that long ago. So with the boost, I got it to plus 1160, Reid. So that's 12.5 to 1.
12.6 to 1.
So that's Jay's NCAA March Madness play of the day. Houston to win the NCAA Men's Championship over at playalberta.ca. If you haven't yet, download the new Play Alberta app. It is fantastic. And Reid, always remember to use your game sense.
A lot of interesting stuff here today. Well, there's always interesting stuff. Dusty's play of the day is for Savoy to get a point, little over 2 to 1. How about this screw it, let's do it parlay from EST Afternoons? The Panthers to win against the Oilers, okay? The Sharks to win against Buffalo, who rarely lose anymore, and also McDavid to have at least 3 points. That's what you guys put together?
Yes.
That is quite a throw spaghetti at the wall.
That's
and watch
diabolical.
it stick.
Watch it try and stick for sure. Well, I picked the McDavid portion of that. He is currently 3 points away from 1,200 career points, 2 goals away from 400 career goals, 1 assist away from 800 career assists. So maybe he can get it done tonight.
But yet the Oilers would lose.
But then the Oilers lose.
I didn't pick that one. That's all Gager.
Real buzzkill, fellas.
Yeah. At first he picked the Oilers and he went, actually, you know what? Doesn't feel right.
That is amazing though for McDavid. If he got 2 goals and an assist tonight, he would reach 400 goals, 800 assists, and 1,200 points, all in the same game.
The signs.
It'd be chef's kiss.
That'd be amazing if he hit all 3 milestones in the same game.
Milestone McDavid, that's what they call him.
Eminem.
They really do.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
Okay, and that is presented by Play Alberta. So here's how we expect the Oilers to line up tonight, at least to start the game. Well, and we don't totally know, but I'll get to that here. McDavid between Podkolzin and Savoy. So Hyman is on the wing with Nugent-Hopkins and Roslovic. Dickinson centering Szymanski and maybe Kapanen. He's a game-time decision. Järventie has been called up from the minors on an emergency basis. He might have to play. Lazar was skating in that spot today, but he's still on LTIR. So Dickinson, Szymanski, and TBD, brah.
Yeah,
Maybe,
I guess so.
Maybe Kapanen. Well, I mean, Kapanen is fine. He plays. And then Henrique with Jones and Frederick. On defense, Ekholm with Bouchard, Nurse with Murphy, Wallman with Stastny. Emberson is getting close to returning. Head coach Chris Knobloch says maybe Emberson plays on the weekend. That's a Saturday game against Tampa Bay. Connor Ingram in net, his first ever career start against the Florida Panthers for the season. Ingram 11-6-2, 2.71 goals against average, .895 save percentage. He's been pretty solid lately. You know, last 5 or 6 games.
Hasn't lost a game in regulation in March.
Yeah, true. Good point.
Right?
Good point. So he's doing okay.
Reid, can I ask you again?
Yes.
What does Connor McDavid need to do to make the milestones happen?
Okay, well, he's 2 goals away from 400, 1 assist away from 800, and 3 points away from 1,200. So if he got 2 goals and an assist or anything above that, he hits all 3.
Well, I think we got to put that in. Big Uke even gave the name.
What?
The milestone magic play. I mean, we got to put that in at Play Alberta.
So it would have to be 2+ goals and 1+ assists.
Over 1.5 goals.
Right.
Over 0.5 assists.
And then you wouldn't even have to do the points because they would take care of themselves.
Because you need the goals.
Yeah,
he's at 398. So if he got 3 assists, he gets to 1,200 points and 800 assists, but he doesn't get the 400 goals.
Okay, so over 1.5 goals.
Yeah.
Over 0.5 points.
0.5 assists.
0.5 assists.
If both those things happen that way, then the point plateau takes care of itself, right?
Leave it with me.
Nice.
Leave it with me.
I know I'm sprinkling.
Right.
It's a good thing I have access to the Play Alberta people.
Good thing you have a direct line.
Direct line. Hello, is this Play Alberta?
All right, so yeah, the line combination's looking a little different with Podkolzin going up there with McDavid and Savoy. Here's head coach Chris Knobloch.
Well, I think it all started in the last game against San Jose. I think we started off in the first period. Things went well. I know San Jose changed their lines in the second period, and obviously second period wasn't good for us. And then we made some changes in the third, where the biggest change was having Nuge center line, Dickinson and McDavid and Henrique each having a line. So we're kind of going off of that, how we finished off San Jose, and then having some other tweaks and just mostly just moving Hyman and Podkolzin just to kind of share the scoring. Nuge and Hyman have worked well together when Nuge has centered the line, so that's where we're going with that.
All right, we'll see how long they stay that way. I've become a true believer in Podkolzin's ability. He is a solid hockey player. He's a smart hockey player, and I do not think he will change the way he plays based on being with Connor McDavid or any other line. He plays pure, hard hockey that works on any line.
Absolutely. You'll take that on any line. And given that many people thought the third period of last game against the San Jose Sharks might have been the best period the Oilers have played this season.
It's pretty good.
Going back to those lineup combinations that you had, sure, why wouldn't you give it an opportunity here? Because Reid, as you know, and as everybody listening knows, you can always change them.
Yes.
And quite often, that happens.
Yeah. I mean, look, and if Henrique, Jones, and Frederick can play like they did last game, that'll provide some good balance for the Oilers here against the Panthers team that does have its share of injuries for sure. The Panthers' expected lineup is Bennett between Verhaeghe and Tkachuk, Lundell between Larostarinen and Boquist. Rodriguez between Greer and Hinestroza, who had a fight with McDavid or with Nugent Hopkins several years ago. Nosek with Cole Reinhardt and Luke Kunin. Forsling and Ekblad on the blue line. Mikula with Seth Jones. Kulikov with Michael Benning. And Bobrovsky in net. Injured players include Barkov, Gadjevich, Marchand, and Sam Reinhart. A couple guys, other guys injured as well. So, they're a little beat up. They're a long way from the playoffs. I do think it would be a miracle for them to get in. But I also think that, of course, Florida wants to win every game. And as Doug Plagens was saying, I mean, their work ethic has been there. They're a championship team. They got tons of guys who have gone deep in the playoffs and won a couple of Stanley Cups. And I'm sure they would be thrilled to muck things up for the Oilers tonight.
At some point you turn into the spoiler.
Right.
That's what you have to take pride in. There's always a way for the coach to say, hey, if we're not in it, let's keep these guys, as far away from it as possible. I just don't know if that's the Florida style, like the style of play you're going to get from Florida tonight, Reid. They just got crushed by Vancouver.
They did.
So
you think they're just out of gas?
I think that might be the case. I mean, you look at this lineup, Reid, that you just mentioned, and it's, wow, that's a hell of a starting lineup. That's a hell of a team coming into Edmonton.
Even without some of the injured guys.
Even without some of the injured people, yeah. But do they have it in the tank? That's the question. And I think the Oilers are probably a little motivated to hang another one on them. I mean, they beat them 6-3 earlier this season in Sunrise.
A game that we thought was a guaranteed loss when the schedule came out last summer.
Correct. So maybe this is a time for the Oilers to take it to them. I mean, this team has taken something away from them the last 2 years. Might as well jump while the opportunity's there. I wonder what kind of treatment AJ Greer gets tonight. Do the Boo Birds come out for him and Matthew Tkachuk?
Well, they'll be out there for Tkachuk for sure. Do you think everybody cares or knows about the AJ Greer thing?
Well,
Oilers fans know. I'm not saying they don't know. But
no, but how well is it remembered? Is he really that good of a player to waste
and
a boo
he did
on?
it in an environment where, let's face it, a lot of guys might act that way.
Sure.
He wasn't at the it wasn't at the public rally. It wasn't in a media interview. It's not like there were mics in his face. He was in a nightclub, right? Partying. And he mouthed off about hating Edmonton?
A nightclub in the middle of the day. That makes a difference.
Surprised
a day club.
How is he not the only one there? Matt Savoy continuing to be a good story for the Oilers, especially since coming out of the Olympic break. Here's Knobloch.
A little more jump in his step. I think he's always been a quick player, fast, but having a little more jump to his step and probably having that extra step gives him a little more confidence, a little feeling of a little more space to make plays. I've seen that a lot on the breakouts, getting off the wall and making little touch passes to McDavid. So whether he's playing with McDavid or whoever he was with, I saw him being able to do that. But I think just being fresh and being able to just gives himself a little more time with the puck.
Yeah, he's been effective for sure. So McDavid, Podkolzin, and Savoy is the line we expect to start the game tonight. I always look at the special teams. The Oilers continue to have the best power play in the NHL, 31.8%. The Panthers with the man advantage, 19th, 19.6%. The Oilers PK, signs of life, but it's still 26th overall, 77.4%. Panthers pretty good, 9th in the NHL at 81.7%. All right, more on this game as we move along. We're with you until 6 o'clock. Tom Gazzola has the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show, then starting at 6, and we'll hear from our colleague and buddy Sean Bell when we get back.
The Oilers have placed Leon Draisaitl on long-term injured reserve, calling up Roby Järventie on an emergency basis tonight. Edmonton plays host to Florida. Connor Ingram with his fourth consecutive start for Edmonton. Plus, Kasper Kapanen is a game-time decision. Join Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson as they go live for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tune in at 6 right here on EST. In other news, Austin Matthews of the Leafs has successfully undergone knee surgery to repair an MCL tear. He's expected to be sidelined for 3 months, and there's 10 other games around the NHL tonight. The Knights in Mammoth at 8 o'clock. The Preds and Kraken hit the ice at 6, while LA plays host to Philly. Blue Jays news, Trey Savage will start the season on the injured list with a slight injury in his throwing shoulder. And 2 March Madness games are nearing the end of the second half. The Razorbacks leading the Rainbow Warriors 86-67. That's a 4-13 battle in favor of Arkansas. Meanwhile, the number 14 Bison trail number 3 Spartans 77-59. To the association, we have 8 games on tap. It's the Cavaliers and Bulls tipping off with the Lakers face the Heat. Sean Bell, up next here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Gazdic is our GS Construction Hockey Insider today.
You want to give him 8-10 minutes, let him go run wild on the fourth line. He finishes all his checks and he'll chip in offensively here and there. It's going to take 14 forwards and it's going to take 8D if they want to get this thing done. So why not have a guy like Max Jones chip in along the way?
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
All right, have a limerick here. Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, Jay at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. That's where you send your limericks. This one is from Mex. Oilers and Panthers meet again like last year's Stanley. Stars in your face like the makeup of Paul Stanley. McDavid versus Tkachuk, time to drop the puck. Florida getting shellacked would be comical like Stan Lee. So Stanley, in relation to the Stanley Cup, Stanley as in Paul Stanley, and Stan Lee as into Marvel Comics creator and genius. That's pretty good.
Very good.
Lines 1, 2, and 5 were a little long, actually. But that's pretty good rhyming, though. Mex is good. Before we get to Belsy here, I better give clue number 3, okay? Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. The third clue is tomorrow. You're trying to win a $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub. You must send your guesses, maximum 3 guesses per person, to the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. So the clues so far, Panthers, Flames, tomorrow. Wow, that's interesting. You get them on Hello Hockey every Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon. You get them on a variety of Edmonton sports talk programming, including this one. He's our good friend, former NHL defenseman Sean Bell checking in. Bellsy, it's Reid and Jay. How are you?
I'm doing terrific, boys. How are you guys doing?
Well, I'm good. You're a fairly busy guy. Back to it in-vehicle appearance.
Yeah, the last couple of days has been quite busy, so I apologize for having to bail yesterday.
No, it's okay. We're happy to have you on. We love having you on. Well, let's dive right in then. Oilers, Panthers. I always hesitate to call it a Stanley Cup rematch because the teams change and the Stanley Cup is not on the line tonight. But what, in your mind, when there is a game like this, what, if any, might linger from the last 2 playoff encounters?
Well, I think first and foremost, it might not be a Stanley Cup rematch, but it's definitely a rivalry. Because anytime you have Tkachuk on one side, it instantaneously becomes a rivalry with the Edmonton Oilers. Couple that with the shots that he's taken with Team USA in the bar, mentioning and, talking about the Edmonton Oilers and along with AJ Greer and the way that they feel about this particular team, you're going to see a rivalry game tonight. And that's probably a good thing from the Edmonton Oilers because you want to see the emotion from this team because when you get emotion out of this team, usually you have a pretty good version of them.
You never with Tkachuk. I mean, he's such a flamboyant figure. I'll put it politely like that.
He's a perfect villain.
Yeah, he's a villain. He loves being a villain. I think. And look, he's a great player. I personally believe, Belsy, and this is my view, as you know, I never was in a hockey fight or played at your level. My view is he can be a bit of a spot picker, perhaps.
100%.
What's the best way, and you would have been out there against some yappy guys, what's the best way to handle a yappy guy if he's yapping at you?
Well, there's a couple ways. And first and foremost, I think you have to, either you're going to ignore them. That's one thing. And just say, yeah, whatever. You're just going to keep yapping. But it depends who it is. And I think if you're a guy on a team that plays with an edge, you grab him and you say, listen, you can do what you need to do today, but one of your other skill guys, if you continue to go down that path, he's going to get it. And that happens, across the NHL. And I mean, even down on the farm, I'll never forget it. I was actually me, John Scott, Matt Cassian, and I'm not trying to put myself into their category from a pugilistic standpoint, but we were all sitting out, and Cal Clutterbuck was on our team, and he was, he's a little bit of a mouthpiece. He runs around and hits guys. And Peter Vandermeer was on the opposing team, and he skated over to our bench. He put his stick right in Klutz's face and said, you keep doing this, you're probably going to die tonight, or one of your teammates will. And everybody on the bench just was like, oh, okay, well, I guess that's done. So, there's different ways of doing it. Now, you can't probably go down the path of Peter Vandermeer, but there's ways that you can deter guys for sure.
Is there any sort of chatter, and maybe it depends on the player, that might actually get under someone's skin? Because Florida can go out there and say, hey, silver medal McDavid. I mean, the way Tkachuk did it during the playoffs or during the Olympics against Germany was kind of weird, I thought, because Germany's not going to win a medal. But is that like if the Oilers are up 5-1 tonight, or the Panthers just going to be like, yeah, but look what we got? Like, is that actually, could that get under the Oilers' skin?
Yeah, you could say that. But I mean, at the end of the day, who are you going to say that to? Like, half the team's different anyway for the Oilers. And then the guys that you're going to rip on, McDavid, well, good luck chirping McDavid. Like, that's just, you can, but there's not much to say. So, yeah, you're going to try to get under guys' skin, but at the same time, like, good luck trying to chirp McDavid's, the Nuges of the world. Like, you just got to play those guys hard, and you got to play them honest. And, that's the way that you beat guys like that. Like, to me, I don't think McDavid really cares too much about the chirping.
Belzy, I wanted to ask you about the two recent acquisitions in Connor Murphy and Jason Dickinson. What have you seen from their game? I mean, obviously, defensively, it's hard to dispute that the Oilers have been playing better. Their penalty kill, certainly since those they were acquired, has been better. But what are you seeing from those two players that you would say that this team is now definitely better than they were prior to those trade deadline acquisitions?
Well, they're both they're hard-nosed guys, and they play a fairly simplistic game, which is a good thing for the Edmonton Oilers because you got a lot of high octane players. So if you got some guys that play a hard-nosed style, they play simple. They don't overhandle pucks. They manage them essentially, basically everywhere they go on the ice. You need that, and you need that responsibility. You need that reliability. And that's what you're seeing now on the bottom lines, the bottom six, is you're seeing guys that are being responsible, and having two players like that are important pieces of your team, other guys start to follow that. And that's when you start to see, the game being a little bit more simplified. Like the last game I thought was fantastic, and you lose a guy like Draisaitl, you never know how teams are going to take it, but they played a solid game, and they weren't overly flashy. They just played a really solid game.
And speaking of solid games, I mean, man, oh man, Podkolzin continues to grow. And I the one thing I said with him last year, because he played with Draisaitl a lot last year, and I often said, I'd go on with Tom after the games. I got this show, and I would say I like him, but I don't like his hands, and I don't like him in the top six. And I got to admit, he's won me over, because now when I talk about Podkolzin, I say to myself, I don't label him as a certain liner anymore. I label him as a hockey player, and he plays the same way regardless of what line he's on.
You know what he's kind of like? He's kind of like a Chris Kunitz. Like Chris Kunitz was a hard-nosed player. He played honest. He wasn't overly skilled, but he blended in and he meshed actually very well with skilled players because of the way that he played. And Podkolzin is doing the exact same thing. You know what you're going to get from him every single time he's on the ice. You know he's going to go into the battles. You know he's going to try to win those battles and be first on pucks. And then he's going to just not overhandle it and get you the puck. And so for guys like McDavid and Draisaitl, that they're effective because they want to handle the puck and they want to carry it up the ice. Like, that's a perfect thing for skill guys because, okay, well, I don't have to go dig for the puck. Perfect. You go get that thing, pass it to me, and then I'll find a way to get it back to you if you're wide open in front of the net. And those are the type of players that do very well with players like those players, those upper echelon players.
Well, and that's what I liked about his goal the other night. He got the shot in a shooting position, and unlike many Oilers, he actually shot. As opposed to I have the puck in front. I now must start a sequence of 15 consecutive passes before we can attempt a shot.
Exactly. There's no wasted motion with Podkolzin, right? Like, everything he does is with purpose. If there's a loose puck, it's a 50-50 puck. Like, he's going hard to it. He's not really backing off and allowing you to get the puck first and then, trying to check you. He's going to go get that puck, and it's a very effective game.
All right, before we let you go, I know you're busy. I got to get a thought on Max Jones. I mean, up and down, didn't play a ton. Did he even get 6 minutes the other night? A goal,
650
six something, a goal, winning goal, 4 hits. Mm-hmm. The players, I don't know, maybe I'm over romanticizing it, but does that give the whole dressing room a boost when you get an unlikely hero in a game like that?
Yeah, absolutely. You always want guys that are, not the heroes to chip in. But I think what it does, like the biggest thing it does is it gives Jones confidence. Because when you're a guy that's always up and down, you're like, okay, well, I'm kind of too good for the AHL, but then I'm not quite good enough for the NHL. So you're a tweener. And so it sometimes it plays tricks in your head because you're like, well, what am I supposed to do to try to break in? And, getting 6 minutes, it's tough. And it's tough to try to be an effective player, but he found a way to do it. And if he can continue to play that style of hockey, and I'm not necessarily saying like he's got to score, but, hitting guys and blocking shots and just being a general nuisance for the other team, I think he'll find a way to make his, become a full-time NHLer because the Oilers are looking for players like that. He's a big player. He's a fast player. And he's got a pedigree behind him as well. So, yes, it bumps the rest of the team, but at the same time, it's more for Jones to get that confidence, to find that consistency that he needs to fully break into the NHL.
Yeah. Okay. Belzy, thanks so much for doing this. We'll have you on again next week. Of course, should be a fun one tonight. Always appreciate your time, buddy. See you soon.
See you guys.
Sean Bell from Hello Hockey, 10 a.m. to noon every Saturday. He and Tom Gazzola do a great job with that. And of course, Belzy does stuff on pre and post with Tom and hops on all our other programs here on EST pretty much whenever we need him. We love talking to him. Good analysis there. You know what I hope happens tonight? I hope that the Oilers start Henrique, Jones, and Frederick. I hope that's the starting line tonight.
Send a message?
Yeah, get them out there. Reward them for the goal last game.
Wouldn't that be nice? That's not far. It's not out of the realm of possibilities.
Am I in Lulu La La Land?
Nah, I wouldn't say you're in Lulu La La Land. Maybe just Lulu Land. For those wondering and following along at home, the Milestone Miracle is up.
Oh, there it is.
At Play Alberta, and it's a juicy number. So as we mentioned, McDavid needs 2 goals tonight.
Yeah.
1 assist and 3 points to get to 400 goals, 800 assists, 1,200 points.
But he has to get the 2 goals and 1 assist.
So
right?
we said, why not tonight against a team
I'm going to sprinkle on this, baby.
that has been a problem and a pain in the ass for Mr. McDavid for the last 2 years? How magical would that be?
That'd be pretty cool.
Well, it's the Milestone Miracle. It's up at playalberta.ca. Click on sports, click on EST specials. It has been boosted to plus 1,032.
Nice.
So that's just over 11 to 1,
I
right?
got it at 11.3 to 1. Yep.
So hop on it soon because you know what happens. Those fill up.
Yeah. Well, and then the game starts and then you can't bet on it. They don't let you bet on it after the game.
That's a good point, Reid.
I would love to see that, though. Well, to see him get the Milestone Miracle
tonight. Wouldn't that be poetic?
That would be pretty cool. And I would love to see Henrique, Jones, and Frederick start the game for the Oilers. Why not? Tell you what, give us the thumbs up if you're watching us on YouTube. We are approaching 100. We need 24 more thumbs. Let's get that by the top of the hour, okay? If you haven't already clicked the thumbs up on YouTube, please do so. If you have clicked the thumbs up, then please click the share button and send the show link off to somebody else or several other people via text or email. And talking about that miracle play of the day, the miracle milestone play of the day. Jay's play of the day is up there as well under EST specials on Play Alberta. You can skip the flight to Vegas because jackpots are just a tap away. Experience all the thrills of the casino right from your phone with Play Alberta. You can download the app today. You can go to playalberta.ca and don't forget to use your game sense. They are great partners of EST. Okay, we're going to have more discussion on the game tonight. We will look into some other Oilers-related topics. We have our Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week. So here's what happened. Busy times with trade deadline, Oilers games, and all that kind of stuff. So we actually had a week where we didn't do a Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week. So you get a double dose this week. We're doing one today, hockey, and a curling Athlete of the Week tomorrow. So a double dose for that. Apparently the young man we have coming in today, he might be looking to replace us someday. I heard he's a bit of an outgoing individual, perhaps. We'll see.
Knows a lot about geography and maps of the world.
Oh, wow. That's important.
And plays the recorder.
Which is also somewhat important.
It's cool.
It is cool.
I mean, if you're an adult...
What if you could play any Kiss songs on the recorder?
If you're an adult and you've mastered the recorder, you're cool.
You've done something with your life.
As a kid, you're just in band class. But as an adult, that carries some cachet.
By the way, the Limerick challenge was to include Kiss references, the band, not the smooch. So the Big Uke has written a limerick with, I guess, Kiss song names. I don't even know all of them. Florida in town with nothing to lose. A beer or cold gin, what to choose? It'll be a rocket ride like an unholy 97 stride. You have to lick it up if you spill your booze. The only song I knew was Lick It Up. But it's nothing to lose, cold gin, rocket ride, unholy. Those are all Kiss songs. The Big Uke would not steer us wrong.
He probably wouldn't.
Probably.
I
can also tell you we are in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. How about this? The wing flavor of the month is a good one at the Canadian Brewhouse. Creamy white cheddar.
Give it to me.
So these creamy white cheddar chickens, they're a very special breed of chicken. Only found in certain parts of Alberta. Rich, cheesy, and smooth like your favorite white cheddar popcorn, but on a saucy wing. Try them before they're gone because there's only a certain number of these chickens out there. Bit of an endangered chicken.
No, that's what the hen sounds like. That's what she says to me in the morning. They don't always go, buck, buck, buck.
Right. They sound like a door creaking open.
And they look at you side-eyed. That's how they see.
That's funny.
Fun facts.
Yeah. And then we chop their head off and make wings out of it.
EST Farm Report. Dip them in white cheese.
Oh, that's dark. Boy, where does your food come from? If you don't know by now, we're helping you figure it out. Boy, where do they get the chicken from the supermarket? Well, let me tell you a thing or two there, Jablonski. Okay, buying or selling for Damon Bunting when we get back. Our Past the Pantry Athlete of the Week at the top of the hour. Here's Coop.
Ahead of tonight's game against the Panthers, the Oilers have placed Leon Draisaitl on long-term injured reserve, calling up Roby Järventie on an emergency basis from the AHL. And for the game tonight, Connor Ingram gets a nod in between the pipes with Kasperi Kapanen listed as a game-time decision due to illness. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tom Gazzola and Ben Thompson share the details on the matchup right here on EST. That goes live at 6 o'clock. In other news, Austin Matthews of the Leafs has undergone surgery to repair an MCL tear. He's expected to be out for 3 months in a few big matchups around the NHL. Detroit plays host to Montreal. Winnipeg visits Boston, while Vegas and Utah hit the ice. In Jays news, Trey Savage will start the season on the injured list with a slight injury in his throwing shoulder. In just a moment, number 11, VCU, and number 6, North Carolina tip off in March Madness. Just after 5 o'clock, it's the Howard Bison 16th seed challenging the Michigan Wolverines, who are the top seed. In the association, Detroit's at Washington. The Cavs and Bulls tip off, while the Lakers face the Heat on an 8-game slate. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since '93. They have doors, they have flooring, they have baseboards, and of course, they have plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. Buying or selling for Damon Bunting on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The EST Hangout.
He always has a book, and like the bookmark's at the beginning. And he's always, and then when they ask him, like, or it's like, what's your favorite part? And then he'll never have a favorite part. It's always like, there's just too many to choose from. Yeah. There are some great videos out there of LeBron James just trying to lie his way through things, and you're like, you have no idea what you're talking about.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Spring. Ready to start your spring organizing? Create space in your garage, closets, and basement with Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelStorage.ca. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Goodwill is
one shopper, finding something I never knew I needed. A jacket, a deal, one donor, letting go of something so someone else can move forward.
One program participant,
learning,
trying.
Building skills.
Building confidence.
Building a future.
One purchase. One donation.
One job. One choice.
Goodwill is
The power of one. The power of one. The power of one.
The power of one.
Goodwill Industries of Alberta. That all starts with one.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
All right, so Draisaitl on long-term injured reserve. Järventie up from the farm. Emergency recall. We'll see if he plays tonight. Connor McDavid on not having Leon.
Yeah, obviously disappointing. It sucks. Losing a guy like him, it makes it tough. But, I think we saw last game, we had different guys step up, and that's what it's about. I mean, it's similar to last year where we had a bunch of guys go down and had a bunch of guys step up. So, great opportunity for some of the guys.
Nobody yet? Okay. That was a little bit there from Connor McDavid. Oilers and Panthers at 7 o'clock, Game 3 of the Oilers' 4-game homestand. It'll conclude Saturday at 8 against the Tampa Bay Lightning. But yeah, tonight's game at 7. We have the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show hosted by Tom Gazzola at 6 o'clock right after this program ends. We're always happy to hear from you. You can post in the Nasty Chat on YouTube. Looks like Jasmine's back in town. That's good. Our colleague from the EST Hangout. I think she went, I believe she went to North Battleford, Saskatchewan for a week.
Yes, It was a river. So
yeah, I saw a lot of pictures on her Instagram. I think that was North Battleford, Saskatchewan.
Yes.
You can text us 780-218-9999. They got the happy hour, Tap 25, Center Bar, Onyx, the casino floor, Sunday to Thursday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. You get $5.25 drinks, all beers, including bottled, draft, import, domestic, select premium well highballs, and select premium wine. And, of course, you go to rivercreeresort.com. Some others, Oilers-related thing to touch on. I want to mention this, and people might instinctively or initially think, well, Reid, why are you promoting the competition? Because A, I don't think I am necessarily, and B, it's Oilers news, and we talk about the Oilers, and people want to consume the Oilers. So why wouldn't we touch on this? And 880 Ched, as it's now called, has renewed their broadcast rights for another 3 seasons. So 3 seasons beyond that. I think they're up over going 30 years now. Significant for me because I was specifically a part of that broadcast team for 11 seasons, hosting the Face-Off show and Overtime Open Line. I mean, look, I think in the broadcasting, and obviously I know people on the broadcasts. Brendan Escott is now doing my old job. He's a friend. I went to his wedding last year. I'm happy for him. You got Mooner, you got Jack, you got Bob, you got all the people working on it. So, I mean, that's significant. And look, whether it's our station or another station, who broadcasts the games is part of the landscape of the team. And Ched is part of the landscape of that team. It's a very important property for that station, probably more important than ever, I think, based on how a lot of things are going with traditional media. So it's something I wanted to talk about. I mean, yeah, we have shows before and after the game. They have shows before and after the game. A lot of outlets have shows before and after the game. I would put Tom as a host up. Well, I'd put Tom as the host above anybody, quite frankly. I'm biased. But I thought I would mention that. I mean, look, you idolize Cam Moon. You have a crush on Cam Moon. Let's be honest.
We are best friends.
Right.
Let's call a spade a spade.
Right. So, I mean, these are people I respect. And if it's something that provides those people some stability in their careers and that they can continue to do what they enjoy, I'm not going to ignore it or put it down. In the grand scheme of things, I think it's positive.
It is. It is. It's an outlet for Oilers fans to take in and consume their team.
Right.
I mean, Cam Moon, that's my guy when I drive home and there's a game on.
Right.
So yes, it's an important part of the Oilers fabric.
Yes.
It is the broadcast. And honestly, they've been doing it for so long, Reid. Who else is going to do it?
Well, and that's the thing. What other station in town has the infrastructure, the relationship with the team, the money, or whatever you want to call it, the format, to actually broadcast those games? So it's kind of, I think, a bit of a no-brainer at this point. I've talked about this before. By the way, Rob from the Grove says, so Bob Stauffer's not going to become the GM then. I don't think that rules that out, Rob. Okay. This is buying or selling for Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate. And people will bring up, well, could Ched or could the rights ever go somewhere else? My belief is, specifically with the Oilers' rights in this market, you're right, Jay. I don't think there's another traditional radio station, AM or FM, equipped or in a position to get the rights. This is my view from an on-air person. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not an executive, but that's my view. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I think that if Oilers games were ever not on the traditional radio, I would. This is purely my opinion, okay? I don't have any inside knowledge. I'm not trying to foreshadow anything. This is purely my opinion, okay? As a guy who's seen some stuff, kind of knows how some things work. It'd be my opinion that the Oilers would just take it in-house because maybe the digital format would become so prevalent and increasingly easy to consume as we've seen it. I mean, we still say we work in radio, but it's a digital. I still consider it talk radio, even though we're not on a radio station, but it's a talk format, sure. Right? So maybe at some point the digital format is where it's more convenient for the Oilers to just say, we can just stream this on our app, right? You just go and you click on the app on your phone or in your car, and that's how you listen, and we don't need to be on an actual radio station anymore.
Behind a paywall.
Well, possibly. Well, you never know. It could get to that.
Don't kid yourself.
And I mean, we should to clarify. Well, I'm sure most people know this. Bob Stauffer works for OEG. Cam Moon works for OEG. Jack Michaels works for OEG, even though he's on Sportsnet. So they don't have to go out and hire people or poach people from the radio station, right? They already have those people. Brendan Escott in my old role works for Chorus. So, if they ever went to OEG running it, that could harm that position. I mean, they do have on-air talent on Oilers Plus with Tony Brar and Paige Martin. Somebody in that position could become a radio host, or they could take somebody from traditional radio. But that's what I think would someday happen. Is if a station like Ched no longer had the broadcast rights, that they wouldn't go to another station. The Oilers would just say, we can produce this ourselves and put it out through our app.
Yep.
Those are my thoughts.
Possibility, for sure.
I could be totally out to lunch, but that's what I think.
Well, they're not starting new AM radio stations all that much these days.
No, fair point.
So it seems to be going the digital way. But yeah, I mean, that definitely could be a possibility.
Anyway, I just... it's interesting to me. It's where I used to work. And as you said, it's an important part.
It is.
Of, those are the people who deliver the games.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't even mention Rob Brown. How ignorant of me.
How could you forget?
That's the guy I was joined at the hip with. Buying or selling. Who else has something? Boy, what a prepared host, eh? Yeah, I would just usually walk in and ask the guys what they were thinking.
So what's on tap today, boys? Well, the Panthers are in town. And some people call them the Cats. Now, buying or selling, Cats out of the bag is the most popular cat saying. The cat's out of the bag. Or best, like your favorite cat. I don't know if there's many that stand out.
There's one that's probably more popular.
Cat's got your tongue.
But it's not suitable for air.
Okay. I have no clue what you're
I'm
referring
actually
to.
not sure what you're thinking of. Cat got your tongue.
Cat got your tongue.
I'm selling on that.
Cats only have 9
I don't know if that's...
I think I rarely say or think of cats out of the bag.
Well, what would be the top cat sayings?
It was my dad was taken to the pond to drown them. Oh, cat's out of the bag. No, it turns out there's a kitten left after all, little Reid.
What'd you say? Cat's out of the bag?
Cat's out of the bag.
I think
Cats have 9 lives.
Cat got your tongue is probably up there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the cat's meow from VR.
What about the cat's away the mice will play?
Yeah.
It's a big one. Curiosity. You know what it is?
Curiosity.
Killed
Oh,
something.
yeah,
Killed
that'd be up there.
I don't know
Killed
if
the
I put it
cat.
in a bag, but...
Well, might have killed it in a bag down by the river.
Well...
What about Scaredy Cat?
Forget about a van down by the river.
Come on, Scaredy Cat.
What about Scaredy
Cat? Yeah.
That's a pretty decent one.
Well, I too will sell.
Yeah, we'll both sell.
Okay. Well, I think I'm...
Damon, we need you to
I'm
sell.
buying on that. Yeah.
Damon's
Sell
gonna
right
be
now.
Damon's listing cat phrases.
What else you got?
There's a lot of Spider-Man talk around the office here with the new trailer for the new Spider-Man movie coming out. Buying or selling, Spider-Man is the best superhero of all time.
Well, I'm buying on that. He's my favorite.
He's your favorite?
Yeah.
Don't you have a Spider-Man t-shirt, Reid? Like a graphic
I have a
t-shirt?
couple Spider-Man t-shirts. Spider-Man's one of my first loves.
Oh.
Yep. Peter Parker, love the story. I love the guilt-ridden heroes.
I'd say Spider-Man's up there. Is Batman a superhero?
Yes.
Yes!
For sure.
Okay.
He doesn't have any superpowers. He's just super rich.
Like he doesn't...
I guess that is a superpower.
He just has super toys.
I mean, Iron Man, too. He doesn't really have
I'd say
powers.
Batman would be my favorite superhero.
He's got the most aura.
Aura.
He has a presence. He has a swagger.
Who's yours?
Probably Batman as well. Yeah. I always thought it was cool that he didn't need a superpower to actually be a superhero.
Coop, I got one that I'll ask you and read.
Okay.
Okay. And this comes back to the conversation we had about will AJ Greer get booed? Certainly Matthew Tkachuk will get booed. Bones sent this in, and I think it's a fair point, and it's something to discuss. Booing Tkachuk is so stupid, it just tells him he's already succeeded.
Well, that's true. You don't boo irrelevant players.
Exactly.
Right?
Do you think buying or selling players absolutely love getting booed in visitor rinks?
Yes, I would say most of them. I'd say they either don't notice or
notice.
They love it. Like Tkachuk loves it.
I think he loves it.
Certain players thrive when the boo birds come out. Matthew Tkachuk is one of those players that if he hears that in the stands, he's going to know he did the exact right thing, what he's paid to do, and why he's one of the star players in the league. So
do you think
when
it would
he hears
be
that tonight?
Like this is where it would be cool if Oilers fans, you know, like in European soccer, they get together and they have chants ready to go for the games. This would be cool if the fan group would get together and whenever he touched the puck, you wouldn't boo, but you'd cheer.
Tkachuk,
No.
suck.
Like, do you remember how the Oilers complained about how hard it was to play when the World Series game was going on?
Right.
Because the cheers would start. If you just started cheering like he scored, like McDavid scored the overtime winner, that would throw him off.
Maybe the first time.
No.
It'd be cool it'd be cool if they
All
chanted
night.
a limerick.
A limerick. I think all night, cheer him. Kill him with kindness.
Yeah, but
that's the Edmonton way.
You're right. Booing means that the other fans notice you. I mean, nobody was booing Trent Frederick when he had 1 point on the season for the longest time or whatever it was. I have a limerick here from Les Sweet. I have to make sure I have some audio ready to go. Kiss, famous for their makeup and theatrical show, it ain't no disco nor Zydeco. Iconic glam rock suits and platform boots. That's how he rhymed the last slide. What is that? I don't know what that is. Zydeco? What is that? Zydeco. What is
Isn't
that?
that like a form of like a Louisiana style, jazz or swamp music?
Oh, really? Okay.
A Zydeco.
Okay. Well, now I know.
I think. How do you spell it?
He has Z Why DECO?
Zydeco music, an upbeat dance-oriented music genre originating from the Southwest Louisiana Creoles.
Oh, nice.
In the 1930s, blending French accordion with blues, rhythm, and blues.
Okay, perfect.
There you go. Zydeco.
All right. It's 5 o'clock. We got the 5 o'clock update. We have our Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week in studio next. More on the Oilers Panthers tonight. Our words of the day as well for the Edmonton Public Library. We need 12 thumbs on YouTube to get to 100. I don't know. That was a slow hour, everybody. I don't know what everybody was doing. If you have not clicked the thumbs up on YouTube, please do so. Let's climb back 100 and get into gravy territory. All right. Back in a few minutes.
Two guys and a goalie.
Jack Hughes deserves to have the golden goal puck. Hired or fired?
Fired. Some things are bigger than the game itself. I mean, there is a stick that scored 2 goals in 4 seconds. So I kind of have a piece. I don't want that stick, but
you don't want Darren Quinn's stick?
I don't want Darren Quinn's stick, but it's
Is it in the hole?
Yeah.
I love that.
Two guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Real fans don't stroll in at puck drop. They claim territory. They study the screens. They get into their spot, which is why this matters. The Canadian Brewhouse now has happy hour. Brand new. Tons of options. And the good stuff, like our espresso martinis and our cracked pepper and sea salt dry ribs. Monday to Saturday, 2 till 6 p.m. starting at $3.99. That's more than enough reason to come early. New happy hour at the Canadian Brewhouse. If you're serious about game day, we'll see you for happy hour.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Multi-platinum country superstars High Valley return to the River Cree Resort and Casino March 21st. Don't miss High Valley's signature fusion of contemporary country and traditional bluegrass. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Spring. Ready to start your spring organizing? Create space in your garage, closets, and basement with Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelStorage.ca. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
The Oilers have placed Leon Draisaitl on long-term injured reserve, calling up Roby Järventie on an emergency basis. Edmonton duels Florida tonight. Connor Ingram gets his 4th consecutive start, and Kasperi Kapanen is a game-time decision. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson tee up the game. Coverage starts at 6 o'clock right here on EST. In other news, Austin Matthews of the Leafs has undergone surgery on his MCL and is expected to be sidelined for 3 months. Few games get going in the NHL momentarily. The Canadiens at Red Wings. Islanders facing off against the Senators, while the Jets are in Boston to play the Bruins. In Jays news, Trey Savage will start the season on the injured list with a slight injury in his throwing shoulder. To March Madness, 1 games live, number 11 VCU and number 6 North Carolina underway. Early first half, the Rams, up 10-9 over the Tar Heels. And just after 5:10 tip-off between the Howard Bison 16th seed challenging the Michigan Wolverines, the top seed. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. Hour 3 of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us. Hope you're having a great day. It's an Oilers game day, a couple hours away from puck drop at Rogers Place with the Florida Panthers in town. In a little less than an hour, Tom Gazzola will take over the EST stream for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Full day of basketball. We got VCU and North Carolina going here in the studio, so that's 11 against a 6. North Carolina leading by a point. 7.5 minutes into the game. Really, the Siena-Duke game was the one that had us talking and glued to the TV earlier because Siena, a 16 seed, led Duke for about 3/4 of that game.
Captivated the hearts of Canadians and Americans across North America.
Their hearts? Were their hearts captivated?
I think mostly their hearts, yes.
You think so?
I think so.
My heart wasn't captivated. My interest was captivated.
Hearts, Reid, hearts. And fun fact, Paul Sir yesterday on our show said, watch for the VCU Rams to possibly upset the UNC Tar Heels.
Now, was VCU one of the play-in winners? Did they win the play-in
No,
game?
I don't believe
remember.
so.
They weren't? Okay.
Maybe.
I think a few years ago, I think they were a play-in winner that went to a long time ago.
They're always
back in the day.
They're always spunky in this tournament.
Yeah. Anyway, fun day of watching basketball. We have a really fun guest here in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. He's our Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week. Pasta Pantry for over 30 years in Sherwood Park, serving hot, delicious comfort food made right in their kitchen. They do it fast so you can slow down. It's a big family at Pasta Pantry. When you go there, you're one of the family. Check them out in Sherwood Park, your home of the pregame meal. We are pleased to be joined by defenseman with the HC Edmonton 14U team, Spencer Cox. Spencer, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing very well. It's nice to see you. Did I get your position right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been playing hockey?
Probably like since I was 2 or 3.
2 or 3? My goodness. Who got you into hockey?
My dad.
Yeah? Is he a pretty good hockey player too?
Yeah, he played in the AJHL.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
What's his first name again?
Sheldon.
Sheldon. I wonder if I would have covered him.
Do you know what team he played for? Or teams?
Sherwood Park Crusaders.
Would you know what years?
No.
No, I'm going to look. He'd be on the hockey page, though. Does he have a website?
Probably on Elite Prospects.
No, that's you. Sheldon? Yeah, there you are.
Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah.
Is this him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have just missed him.
Oh my gosh.
Wouldn't that be crazy if I would have?
This is all coming for full circle to me now.
Why? What else?
I know the Cox family.
Okay.
I know Sheldon. You have an aunt named Elena.
Yeah.
Oh, this is amazing. What's going on?
We went to high school, or we went to junior high and high school together.
Really?
Yeah, and that's how I know that Justin Van Eypert character you said, and you talked about as one of your best coaches you've had.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it's all full circle.
Okay, well, this is cool. I used to cover the AJHL because I worked in Lloydminster, so that's pretty cool. All right, so you're a defenseman?
Yeah.
How would you describe yourself as a player?
I think I'm more of a defensive defenseman. Just stay at home and make sure to make good defensive plays in the D zone.
Now, is there body checking in your category?
Yes.
And do you like crushing guys?
Yes.
That's fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now, what just happened recently? Did you guys win something important?
Yeah, we won the JPHL U14 Prospects Cup.
Okay, so who did you have to beat along the way?
We played in the first round, a best of 3 against Lloydminster. We swept them. And we played Fort McMurray in the second round. We swept them, 2 overtime games. And then in the finals, we played the Surrey Eagles, and we swept them.
Oh, so there's teams all over, eh?
Yeah.
Did you have to travel for any of those games?
No, all of our games were at our home rink, Sound Ice Center.
So you were the higher team then?
Yes.
Did you guys lose a lot? Lost a lot of games this year?
No, we lost I think 6 games.
Okay, so you're pretty good.
Yeah.
Who are some other guys on the team? I know it's hard to single out your teammates, but who are some guys that were really you were really impressed with for your teammates this year?
Probably Parker Garlitos and Brody McCauley and Parker Leonhardt. Probably some of our best players.
Yeah. So how did it feel to win the championship?
It was a really good feeling. I've won a lot of championships in my life, but this one was pretty special.
What made it so special?
just the grind through the whole year and just having a great moment at the end, celebrating with my teammates in the dressing room.
Awesome.
Who is your general manager of that team?
I don't really know.
Is it Sean Bell?
Yeah, probably.
He was on our show about a half an hour ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, though, I've been to that facility. Now the name is escaping me. Silent Ice.
Yeah.
I mean, do you realize how lucky you are to play in a facility like that? I mean, the reason I'm asking is because when you come up through leagues, sometimes you're playing in Josephsburg, sometimes you're playing in New Sarepta, where the amenities aren't all that great. But what is it like to play out of Silent Ice Center and have the amenities that are there?
Yeah, it's a great facility. You know, they got like that big jumbotron, they got the big lower bowl, and they got a great workout room there. So yeah.
And do you ever, what's the treat after the game? Is it to go upstairs? Is there an ice cream sundae or something you guys like to indulge in? I know the restaurant up there is fantastic as well.
Yeah, we went to the Summit almost after like all of our playoff games this year, and yeah, we had a great time.
I have some fun facts about you that actually our producer Coob,
we hope are true.
Yeah, we hope. We're 0 for 1 on that your musical instrument you play as a recorder. These are lies. But I'm hoping this one's true. Gager told us about this. Do you like geography and maps and whatnot?
Yes.
Okay, so if we could, I know I'm putting you on the spot, but what is a geography question? Reid's a little bit of a geography nut himself. What is a geography question you think you could stump Reid Wilkins with?
Let me think. What country has the longest name?
Oh my goodness. What country has the longest name? How long do I get to think about it?
You get like a minute.
He's...
We'll go. How about 20 seconds?
We're going to do less than a minute. So for some reason, the first country that popped into my mind was... Now, this is not my final answer yet. I'm talking it through.
Yeah.
Uzbekistan came into mind.
Ooh, good one.
But there's probably a country longer than that. I'm trying to think of longer named countries. Nicaragua has what is that, 10 or 11 letters?
What about one that has 2 words?
South Africa, but that would be, 11? There's that Kyrgyzstan or something. I think that has a lot of letters because it has some KRZY combination. Man, oh man. I'm probably out of time here. All right, you know what? I don't even know if I'm saying it right. I'm going to say Kyrgyzstan.
Incorrect.
Oh.
All right.
Is the Democratic Republic of the Congo in Africa.
That's the full official name of the country.
There you go.
So, right, because a lot of people just call it Congo or the Congo, but the full name, what's the full name again?
Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Now, you've done something very significant. You have stumped me with a trivia question. Because usually I'm about 51, 52% accuracy.
Pretty good.
So you drove it down. So what do you like about, because I like that, I like looking at maps and seeing where things are. Yeah. And is that just kind of what you're into too?
Yeah, one day I was watching on YouTube and I found this guy talking about geography and it really hooked me into it.
Yeah. So you go on Google Maps and see where stuff is?
Yeah, I play all these geography games on Google. And
oh, really? What kind of games?
Worldle and Global, where you have to
What do you got to do? You put yourself somewhere and find out where you are?
Yeah, the Worldle one gives you the map of a country and you have to figure out which country it is.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Benny does something like that.
Pardon?
GeoGuessr, have you played that one?
Oh yeah, I've played
it. Yeah. You get dropped in and you could see, you look at road signs and whatever, but you can't tell where you are. You just have to figure it out by what you see on Google Earth.
Well, truth be told, it is a dream of Reid and I to have a pull-down map or maps, one specifically of Alberta, then Canada, and then probably the globe. I would imagine.
Well, we could just get a globe here for the desk. All right. So you had a great hockey season. Are you playing other sports, or what's ahead for you here in the spring and the summer?
I golf in the summer at Devon, and I play flag football in Sherwood Parks sometimes.
No way.
Are you looking for a flag team this spring?
I'm already on one.
Oh, who? What div? You're playing in, are you 12, 13?
I'm just playing NFL flag.
Yeah.
Jay coaches.
I coached the Packers last year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Who were you last year?
I was the Titans.
Titans. We never played the
Titans. Play them.
Whew, good thing. I'd be a little scared.
And you play at Devon. I haven't played Devon recently, but I used to play there a lot.
Yeah.
Number 7, you aim for the slope and let it feed down on the par 3.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know what hole always got me at Devon?
Which one?
17. Those two, they still have the two trees guarding the front corners of the green.
Yeah.
I could never get it through there.
I know.
Are you able to?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Or I just shank it off to the...
Reid, we're just going to need you to leave that seat.
Yeah, he's not taking over.
Spencer, you're up.
Spencer, you're incredible. Thanks for coming on. And obviously, you're a great teammate to everybody. HC Edmonton 14U. What did you win again?
The JPHL Prospects Cup.
JPHL Prospects Cup. Hey, you're the Past the Pantry's Athlete of the Week, so you're getting some stuff too.
Yeah, I've already handed over the gift card to your parents. I said, wouldn't it be nice? Spencer's going to take you guys out for supper. So they've got your gift card. You've got a $25 GC to Past the Pantry in Sherwood Park, as well as a custom Past the Pantry Athlete of the Week hat, which you're going to get when you go there. And make sure when you're there, just ask for Nathan and tell him you're the Past the Pantry Athlete of the Week. He will spoil you.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Very deserving.
Thanks for coming in, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Spencer Cox, Past the Pantry Athlete of the Week. We got words of the day. More on the Oilers Panthers tonight. Here's Coop.
Ahead of tonight's game against the Panthers, the Oilers have placed Leon Draisaitl on long-term injured reserve, calling up Roby Järventie on an emergency basis. Edmonton duels Florida from Rogers Place. Connor Ingram gets his 4th consecutive start, and Kasper Kapanen is a game-time decision for that one due to illness. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson set the table for the matchup. They go live at 6 o'clock right here on EST. In other news, Austin Matthews, he successfully underwent surgery to repair a torn MCL. He's expected to be out for 3 months, and there's a trio of games, quad of games, 4 games live in the NHL right now. All scoreless early in the first. Canadians dueling the Red Wings as the Rangers take on the Blue Jackets out in Columbus. In Jays news, Trey Savage will start the season on the injured list with a slight injury in his throwing shoulder. Over to March Madness, we have 1 game live. Number 6, North Carolina leading number 11, VCU 24-18, about midway through the first half. We also see the Michigan Wolverines taking on the Howard Bison. That's a first seed versus 16th seed matchup. That goes in about 13 minutes. To the association, Detroit's at Washington. The Cavs and Bulls tip off while the Lakers face the Heat on an 8-game slate. This Sports Update is brought to you by Say the Reid Sport Medicine. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you've got a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call them at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at saythereidsportmed.ca to book an appointment today. Continued preview on the Oilers-Panthers game next here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Oil Stream.
Because we have to understand that the next 2 years after this one are the most important in Oilers history. They are.
And you are on fire today, Nanzo.
Are they not?
No, I 100% agree with you. I just love the way you said it and were like so serious in saying it. Like, I want to clip that. That was good.
They're the most important 2 years coming up in this franchise history.
Right. I mean, you are 100% correct.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You know the saying, April showers bring May flowers, but really May brings you...
Mom, I'm home from university.
Need extra space? Sentinel Storage. Affordable, convenient, and Canadian storage solutions. Try 4 weeks free, plus students save 10% on continued rental. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Goodwill is...
One shopper. Finding something I never knew I needed. A jacket. A deal. One donor. Letting go of something so someone else can move forward.
One program participant.
Learning.
Trying.
Building skills.
Building confidence.
Building a future.
One purchase. One donation.
One job. One choice.
Goodwill is...
The power of one. The power of one. The power of one. The power of one.
Goodwill Industries of Alberta. It all starts with one.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Real fans don't stroll in at puck drop. They claim territory. They study the screens. They get into their spot, which is why this matters. The Canadian Brewhouse now has happy hour. Brand new, tons of options, and the good stuff like our 8-inch 2-topping RCM pizza and our signature Caesar. Monday to Saturday, 2 till 6 p.m. starting at $3.99. That's more than enough reason to come early. New happy hour at the Canadian Brewhouse. If you're serious about game day, we'll see you for happy hour.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Good to have you tuning in this afternoon. We are over 100 thumbs on YouTube. But don't delay. I mean, maybe you're still making an effort to hit that thumb. Don't give up. Trying to get it. Trying to get it right now. Oh. 780-218-9999 is how you can text us. That is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. A lot of great stuff going on there. rivercreeresort.com. They have the Unified MMA event coming up, U68, Friday, March 27th. When is that? Is that next Friday?
A week from tomorrow.
A week from tomorrow. Tickets already on sale. You can go to the River Cree Ticketmaster box office. Canada's top mixed martial arts promotion comes back to the River Cree Resort and Casino. Join them for a night that you surely will not forget. rivercreeresort.com is the website. Great to have Spencer Cox in studio, the Pasta Pantry Athlete of the Week. He was an absolute blast. We had fun with him, and we wish him all the best in his future endeavors. Just won the Prospects Cup, the JPHL Prospects Cup, with the HC Edmonton 14U team. He's a defenseman on that team. Gager saw him play, spoke very highly of his abilities. Apparently a pretty good golfer as well. Better than I am.
And smart.
And a smart kid.
Yeah, very well spoken.
I like that he's into geography.
That is cool. Well, we were talking with his parents, and his dad said you can put him at a map of flags of different countries around the world, and he can point at it and say what it is. That's remarkable.
That's a
little throwback, isn't it, Reid?
Yeah, well, I admire that.
Yeah. It's a passion of his, obviously.
Yeah. Because I find that interesting. Like, where are these countries? Like, what's the distance between two cities? Or like I always, people will remember this. I always used to, from a sports perspective, I was fascinated because when I was a youngster, the NFC West. Do you remember this? Los Angeles, San Francisco, New Orleans, and Atlanta. And I always like, that's not the West that I learned.
Yeah, that's weird.
They can label. Well, where the Atlanta Braves were in the NL West in baseball for a while, right? And St. Louis was in the East.
You know what's a fun one for me to remember, or to look back on, is the day that I found out that the Golden State Warriors were actually based out of San Francisco. Well, Oakland, to be precise.
Right,
at that
the Bay
time.
Area. Yes.
But I had no idea.
You just thought they were in a...
Well, they never.
were?
I don't know if it just they didn't do a good job of like now they have the Golden Gate Bridge on as part of their logo,
right,
on some of their jerseys. I didn't know that. I just thought they're from California.
Wasn't one of their? Don't they have a jersey where it just said the town? Was that them,
or is it the city?
Or maybe I thought somebody had the town. Maybe it's the city. I don't know. They have a lot of alternate jerseys.
Isn't it the city by the bay?
Yeah, which do they call that? Oakland or San Francisco?
Am I making that up?
No, I don't think you're making anything up. Tom Gazzola is in the Nasty Chat. Beautiful man. He will be on the stream at 6 o'clock to get you ready for the Oilers and Panthers. That's the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. The Panthers 33-31-3. Panthers 34. The Oilers 34-26-9. The Oilers have been able to win their last two. Panthers coming off a tough loss a couple of days ago against the Vancouver Canucks. The special teams story: Oilers power play remains first in the NHL at 31.8%. Panthers power play 19.6. That's 19th in the league. The Panthers PK, pretty good, 81.7%, ninth in the league. And the Oilers 77.4%, that is 26th. We don't know exactly how the Oilers are going to be deployed because Kasperi Kapanen missed the morning skate. He's a game-time decision. So Roby Järventie called up on an emergency basis from the minors. He may have to slide in and play, likely with Dickinson and Szymanski. Podkolzin is going to start the game with McDavid and Savoy, which I think is fine. Like I said, he's a reliable player who gets out there and works. Nugent Hopkins, Hyman, and Roslovic, Henrique, Jones, and Frederick. Ty Emberson also getting close to returning. Chris Knobloch said he might even be able to play this weekend. Ingram and Net, which we've talked about, I think he's going to play a lot. Mm-hmm. I think he'll play almost every game the rest of the way.
I said he should play every game.
I don't even
think the back-to-back.
Right.
That's it. Unless they've secured their playoff spot and position, they might be a couple games at the end of the season you want to give Connor Ingram a night off. But if he's rolling, Reid, keep that train chugging along.
And this is the one thing. I mean, a lot of times a goalie has a bad game, especially on a team such as the Oilers that hasn't had a solid number one most of this year.
Okay.
I don't even think a poor game by Ingram rules him out from starting the next game. I think it would have to be a couple in a row.
But here's the thing, the difference too, Reid, is are the Oilers defending better now than they were, say, prior to the Olympic?
I think they are a little bit, yes.
I think they are a bit, but at the same time, we're not seeing those kind of goals going in.
We are not.
Like we talked about it, but I don't know if there's been a bona fide stinker that has gotten by Connor Ingram recently.
No, I can't remember one in the last couple of weeks for sure.
Right.
And I mean, he's made, like the way I put it is he makes some important saves, and I think he can calm the game down a little bit. You got a sense that he's under control. It's not like I think if Jari were in net, fans would be nervous all day. How bad is it going to be? Will he stop the first one? If he lets in one, how many are going to go in after that? I think with Ingram, there's more of a sense, okay, sure, he's going to get scored on, but he's got it under control. It's not going to turn into 3 goals in 5 minutes or on 5 shots or something like that. So I hope we continue to see that. I do think the Oilers are defending a little bit better. I think there's an effort to be more responsible. I do think Dickinson and Murphy have helped, so maybe some things go hand in hand, but I think Ingram is one of the more positive stories of the year. All right, clue number 4. Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. Thanks for reminding me because we didn't get to this. Clue number 4 is Henderson.
Would you like to revisit all the clues, please, Reid?
Panthers, Flames, tomorrow, and Henderson.
Like Harry and the Hendersons?
The clue is Henderson.
Right. Just for spelling
purposes.
If
I wanted to give another clue, I would.
I'm just looking for spelling purposes.
Oh, Henderson, yes. Common spelling of Henderson. Henderson.
Appreciate that.
We might get somebody winning it now. We do have a 5th clue, which we would give in a few minutes, I guess, if we don't get it. So the clues are Panthers, Flames, tomorrow, and Henderson. The winner gets a $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub. If you want to guess, you have to text it in 780-218-9999. That is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, and maximum 3 guesses per person. So have there been incorrect guesses?
Yes.
Okay.
Several.
Many or several? A plethora?
Several. I'll stick with several.
All right. Panthers, Flames, tomorrow, and Henderson are the clues, and you're monitoring it very closely.
I am.
All right. It's pretty good. What do we have here? North Carolina. We have North Carolina VCU on the tube. 4 minutes left in the first quarter. North Carolina leading 30-21. Siena pushing Duke earlier today. But we were watching, once Duke even got within 5 or 6, we thought. But it was an interesting game.
There was 16 minutes left and Duke was down by 8.
And they were missing a lot of shots. And they were missing a lot of shots badly. Air balls or barely ticking the rim. Clearly they got pushed. Did you see that halftime interview where one of the players said they thought it was going to be a cakewalk and now they know it's in a game? Is that on the coach or is that on the players at that level?
That's on the players at that level.
Yeah.
I mean, the coach would never even utter those words remotely close to that. The players would probably have to have more media training than that to just go ahead and say, I mean, this is big time basketball. This is Duke. This is the number one team in the country. I'm shocked that was said.
Yeah, well, they survived, so they will move on, and there will not be the third only ever upset of a 16 over a number one. All right, Oilers line combinations. Podkolzin going on the line with McDavid and Savoy. Here's head coach Chris Knobloch.
Well, I think it all started in the last game against San Jose. I think we started off in the first period. Things went well. I know San Jose changed their lines in the second period, and obviously second period wasn't good for us. And then we made some changes in the third, where the biggest change was having Nuge center line, Dickinson, and McDavid and Henrique each having a line. So we're kind of going off of that, how we finished off San Jose, and then having some other tweaks and just mostly just moving Hyman and Podkolzin just to kind of share the scoring. Nuge and Hyman have worked well together when Nuge is centered the line, so that's where we're going with that.
So Dickinson and Nuge were together to start last game, which surprised me. And then they got moved around. So now you have McDavid, Nugent Hopkins, Dickinson, and Henrique down the middle. Szymanski was playing center for some of last game. A player with not as much experience. He goes to the wing. But as I was saying, I'm curious to see how Henrique, Jones, and Frederick play together. If the Oilers if they can have an actual fourth line that can bang and earn territory and wear down the other team, that's a huge game changer approaching the postseason.
Sure.
Because the bottom six has been such a void for so much of this season.
That's a great point. And it looks like even though Leon Draisaitl's out, there are options for the Oilers to roll out. And Frederick's been playing better since post-Olympic break. Max Jones, it's small sample size, but every time. But when he's been up, he's been a bit of a pain in the butt.
You notice him out there,
agitating player.
Yep.
You notice him in a positive light. And Kapanen, Reid, for what it's worth as well, has been pretty darn good when healthy.
Yeah.
We
may not play him tonight.
We'll see. We'll find out in about an hour, I would imagine. But Szymanski has proved that he can handle this. Like, have you noticed Szymanski in a? Like, I always look at the negatives because it's easy. It's easier to stand out when something bad happens than it is to notice something that's good.
Yeah.
Have you noticed Szymanski, and maybe even as much as you would have thought?
I think he's been fine.
Yeah.
You don't have the same sort of expectations for a player like that. But I haven't seen Szymanski and thought to myself, oh, he can't do it. Now, playoffs coming up, grind of the season, all that type of stuff. But I think he's been fine. Like, he appears to be a responsible player, which is a good starting point.
And look at that. Who would have thought, and I know injury aside, but Savoy and Podkolzin, two players that are deservingly up on line one.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's a major victory for the Edmonton Oilers to be able to roll that out as your first line.
That's a really good point, Jay. Yes, there are injuries that are affecting this, but they've also earned those opportunities.
Yes.
With those two guys, it's not, there's nobody else to put up there, which we saw with some of the line combinations earlier this season.
Exactly.
Again, especially in the bottom six. Well, these four guys should be scratched, and they're all playing. Well, yeah, because you can't scratch all four of them. You got to play enough people to ice a team. The Oilers are third in goals for per game, 3.52. The Panthers, 2.94. That is 19th in the National Hockey League. Goals against, of course, the Oilers still not great in this category. They are 27th at 3.36. The Florida Panthers are 26th at 3.34. You talked about Bobrovsky earlier. His one-loss record is okay, 24-20-1. Goals against average, 3.07, and he has a horrid save percentage, especially relative to the rest of his career, coming in at 876. He will be a free agent in the summer. We'll see what they decide to do there. The Panthers do have several injured players, including Barkov and Reinhardt being out tonight, leading the way. They've had some injuries that they've been dealing with. Marchand's, your buddy Marchand is out tonight as well. He still has 5 more years after this one, eh?
Oh, my word. Yeah, that's a good one.
780-218-9999 if you want to text us. And you can email Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com, Jay at edmontonsportstalk.com as well. We've had some pretty good limericks coming in today. I got an email here from a listener named Jay. Says, hey, Reid and Jay, hope you're having a good afternoon. Reid, I would like to know what you miss most about hosting games on Ched. I heard you talking about the new deal earlier in the show. Appreciate the question. It's not uncommon for me to be asked that. I don't want to sound ungrateful or dismissive about it, but I really don't miss anything. Because
it's funny, we were just talking about this today.
And it's I did it. I loved it. I appreciated it. And I've moved on to a job I absolutely love. So I don't really think about the past with longing, so to speak. I look back on it fondly. I mean, what do people often say? Well, I miss the people. Yes, but I still talk to all those people.
Yeah.
You know, now I will say this, working with Rob Brown for 11 years, building a friendship with him, and then plus having unlimited access to his hockey knowledge and experience was incredible. I mean, that was, I guess maybe if I were to say one thing, if you forced me to say something, it would be the energy of hosting a post-game show and specifically getting to do it with Rob, especially as we built our chemistry and our rapport over the years. But to say that I sit there missing it with like regret or longing or something like that, no, that's not the case. And plus, I still get to talk about the game after the fact because I go on with Tom after home games. You still get to do this show with Jay, my new friend who I've built a lot of chemistry and rapport with. So I just look at it as it's part of my career, special part of career, big part of my career, absolutely awesome job to have had, but I don't miss it. I don't think in the way people might think I would say I'm going to miss it.
Yeah, that summarizes it.
Yeah.
But you
That's how I feel.
Still get to see your old colleagues 41 times a year for sure.
Well, yeah. And plus I left on my own terms. I mean, I resigned and gladly took this job.
And are we ever glad you did?
Yeah, well, we're still here.
Reid, one of your favorite things to talk about is quality starts.
Yes.
In terms of goaltenders. Right now, Connor Ingram on the season, he's had 20 starts. His quality starts percentage is 65%.
So he's at 13 out of 20 quality starts.
13 out of 20.
Pretty good. We were comparing goaltenders a couple weeks ago. Vasilevsky was way up there. A lot of good goaltenders were around 55-60% quality starts.
53% is the league average.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay. And for those that haven't heard, quality starts is a save percentage in the game that's higher than the league average of 88.5%. Sergei Bobrovsky, Reid, his quality start percentage, 51%.
Okay.
Not good. You know what his really bad starts number is?
What?
13.
Now, Ingram's was kind of not great either, but...
Well, I mean, he's just having an off year.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see what happens at the end of the year with Florida and Bobrovsky.
It's really like now that I again, and that's one of those stats. I don't want to make it sound like it's the be all end all because a quality start is it means you have a save percentage better than the league average on that day,
that night.
Or if you face fewer than 20 shots, what is it? You're above 850. What was it again?
For really bad starts?
For quality starts.
Quality starts is 885.
So if you're above 885 and you face fewer than 20 shots. Now, the game against St. Louis, Ingram wound up with, he didn't get a quality start because I think he'd stopped 24 out of 26, and then St. Louis scores it overtime, and he doesn't get a quality start. But I would say that was a very good game. Last game, Ingram would get a quality start because he stopped 27 out of 30. wins is still important for a goalie. And I had a debate with a buddy a few years ago. He was like, why do they give a goalie individual stats? And my buddy's a big baseball fan. I said, well, they give pitcher an individual stats. And he's like, yeah, but a pitcher can really determine the outcome of a game. I was like, well, I think in hockey, you could make an argument that because the goalie plays the whole game and is the last line of defense, he still has a pretty big impact on it. So therefore, he still gets an individual record. Sure. And I still think for a goalie, wins is very important. And that's the one thing we've said about Ingram. I think there's been a couple of times he hasn't got a quality start, but he's made some important saves or kept the game under control. Okay, against Ottawa, he gave up 4 goals. Not great, but don't forget, Ottawa got to 4 early in the second period. Mm-hmm. They didn't score the rest of the night. So after the game, what are you going to focus on? Well, Ingram gave up 4. That's crappy. I mean, like we always say, the other team's trying too. and a lot of sports, as you know, Jay, I think a lot of people would recognize, is situational.
Sure.
Okay, you've given up 4. It's crappy. What are you going to do about it?
Don't allow the 5th.
You're going to say don't allow the 5th. So, wins are important. I do think the quality start is interesting. I think it's relevant. I don't think it's the be-all, end-all, but I do think there's some relevance to it, and I like how you put out the comparison with Bobrovsky.
I think you could say it's probably similar to your plus-minus talk about the plus-minus stat. It's not the be-all, end-all, but it's a good indicator of a quality hockey player as opposed to somebody that's struggling.
Yeah, or which way are you tilting the ice when you're out there, right?
Reid, nobody's got the mystery athlete yet.
All right, better. Really? I can't believe that would happen.
Give them out one more time and then give out the 5th clue.
All right, the 4 clues up to this point: Panthers, Flames, tomorrow, Henderson, and the final clue is 20 games. 20 games, okay? Those are the 5 clues. First correct answer to the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, texting 780-218-9999, will get a $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub, okay?
Okay.
Panthers, Flames, tomorrow, Henderson, and 20 games. I guess if no one gets it in 10 minutes, we're going to have to come up with an emergency 6th clue.
Or
I think I know what I would do. Yeah, we're not going to.
I've always wanted to carry over.
We can't carry it over. Someone's got to win it. We're giving it away.
Somebody should.
Jablonski, why'd you carry over the mystery athlete? All right. So we'll see if somebody wins it by the time we get back. Words of the day ahead as well. Oilers Panthers at 7 o'clock tonight. Here's Coop.
It's the Oilers and Panthers down at Rogers Place tonight. Edmonton placing Leon Draisaitl on long-term injured reserve ahead of the game, calling up Roby Järventie on an emergency basis from the AHL. Connor Ingram gets a nod, while Kasperi Kapanen is a game-time decision. Join Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson as they set the table for the matchup during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pre-game show. That gets going in about 18 minutes at 6 o'clock right here on EST. In other news, Austin Matthews of the Leafs has undergone knee surgery to repair an MCL tear. He's expected to be out for 3 months, and there's 4 games underway in the NHL. David Pastrnak, with his 27th of the season, has the Bruins up 1-0 over the Jets. Nearing the end of the opening frame, the Rangers and Blue Jackets are knotted one aside under 5 to go in the first. At that same time, the Habs and Red Wings are scoreless in the first period. In Jays news, Trey Savage, he won't or will start the season on the injured list with a slight injury in his throwing shoulder. Over to March Madness. 4 games are live at halftime. Number 6 North Carolina is up 39-28 on a 11th ranked VCU. And early in the first, just about 5 minutes into play, the 11th seed Texas against 6th seed BYU. It's 15-12 in favor of the Longhorns. The final segment here on the Reid Wilkins Show brings us back. Following the break, I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
EST afternoons.
David, we do something during the summer. It's kind of a Mount Rushmore for each individual team in the NHL. Who gets a statue first? Is it Barkov, is it Tkachuk, or Bobrovsky?
I think I would put Bill Zito ahead of all of them.
Oh, yeah.
But I think my order would be Barkov, Bob,
EST
Tkachuk.
afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Multi-platinum country superstars High Valley return to the River Cree Resort and Casino March 21st. Don't miss High Valley's signature fusion of contemporary country and traditional bluegrass. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
I'm hiding. I'm like Arnold Schwarzenegger at the end of Predator. Hiding behind the microphone. Jay has disappeared entirely. So Jay gave us milk duds. Where'd you get these? They're quite chewy.
They're a little too chewy for my liking.
Yeah, I shouldn't have just put one in my mouth back from break.
Probably not. I've never had a milk dud. Went to like the dollar store to get some things earlier, and I know you like to have a snack with me.
Yeah, a lot. Too
So
much.
I saw these and I thought, maybe I'll give milk duds a shot.
All right, we have a winner. Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. I should not be eating these milk duds. I can't move my jaw. Like they're stuck everywhere. My word.
Well, yeah. Rule number one in broadcasting is don't eat on air.
Yeah, why am I doing this?
And rule number
unless
two
yesterday
is
when we had the barbecue.
Specifically, don't eat milk duds on air.
Yeah, lesson learned. All right. Who's the winner? $25 GC to Hudson's.
Chris at Wolf Creek.
The golf course.
I think so.
Awesome. Chris, congratulations. First time winner?
I have not.
Think?
I do not recall calling his name, so congrats.
Okay. Clues were, my goodness. Hang on. I got to swallow this milk dud. Talk amongst yourselves.
So Jay, what do you got on tap
I'm
tonight?
verklempt.
Well, I was just informed that I have the option to go watch Skona in the provincials in their game.
Oh, basketball.
Basketball, but I've declined. I want to go home.
We featured that on the show yesterday.
Yeah,
All right.
I got to go home and feed the horses and watch the Oilers game.
Here are the clues. First clue was Panthers. This guy played 61 games for the Florida Panthers in the 10-11 season. Second clue was Flames. He played for the Flames from 2012 to 2017. The third clue was tomorrow. Tomorrow is his birthday. Henderson, the fourth clue, refers to linesman Don Henderson, who he body checked in a game January 27th, 2016. And 20 games refers to the length of the suspension Dennis Weidman received. Dennis Weidman is your mystery athlete of the game for Hudson's Canada's Pup.
Well, on bonus points, go to Casino Dealer J and Corey B. They both got it as well. Chris was the first one in, though.
All right.
Does he have any relation to Chris Weidman?
I can't remember, Coop.
Okay.
Who was the mystery athlete a couple of days ago? I didn't put it on my spreadsheet. Oh, that was Jimmer Fredette. Yeah.
The easiest one in history, apparently.
Yeah, I was surprised. Well, it's okay. Sometimes people can get it quickly. We are in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Canadian Brewhouse. Skip the couch, hit the Canadian Brewhouse. Like these milk duds have pretty much wrecked my.
They've thrown you off.
They've wrecked my delivery.
You're a different
Canadian
man.
Brewhouse, your home for every puck drop, every goal, and every cheer with ice cold drinks, massive screens, and the best fans in town this hockey season. Our house is your arena. And of course, Edmonton Sports Talk is presented by Play Alberta. Gaming made easy anytime, anywhere. With Play Alberta, you have a full casino experience right at your fingertips. Play from your phone, tablet, or computer whenever it works for you. Download the Play Alberta app or go to playalberta.ca. Play smart, play local, and remember to use your game sense. All right. Words of the day. We can do the intro today. We didn't have time yesterday. We were eating
The
barbecue
word of the
yesterday.
day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break
I'm
your
all
concentration?
dudded up.
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it?
This is
Then you know what I'm saying.
here's me trying to eat milk duds. All right. Words of the day for Edmonton Public Library, EPL.ca, or go to your local library and check out all the great stuff they have in person. I use my free library membership to read digital copies of books. Most likely, that's the most common way I use it. I'm about a third of the way through Gone Tomorrow, the Jack Reacher book. Oh, he's stuck his nose in some
all
places.
I want to know about is what's going on. Who's his love interest?
I'm not sure yet. There's a
What do you
couple
mean you're not
possibilities.
sure?
There's a couple possibilities. I'm not sure who he will choose to spend an evening or two with yet in this book.
Surely you'll know soon.
Yeah, I'm about a third of the way through the book. Yeah.
Don't call me Shirley.
You can also learn more about how EPL protects your freedom to read at intellectualfreedom.ca. That's the Libby app I use. I think there's other apps you can use. Super convenient.
Today's words of the day. This is the Abutsky edition number 6.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
First word of the day. Sepia. Sepia.
Sepia. S-E-P-I-A. And this is a hue to a photograph or picture that gives it a worn and old-fashioned look.
How do you like that, Betty? The actual definition, a reddish-brown color frequently used in photography for a warm vintage aesthetic.
Okay, so I don't know if I should get a full point for the definition.
Yes. So what are we talking about?
I didn't
here?
say it was reddish-brown.
You said a hue.
But I didn't specify the
But
exact
vintage,
color of the hue. But
I
I did,
mean,
yeah.
Reid,
okay, if you're giving
I'm
it to me.
picking up what you're putting down, baby.
All right.
Second word of the day. I hope I pronounce this right. Punctilious. Punctilious.
Punctilious?
Punctilious. If I'm not pronouncing it right, Abutsky's going to write me.
You always tell me to go with what I think is the obvious spelling.
Punctilious.
If I'm not sure. Punctilious. 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 Dun, da, da, da. I got it. Hey, what did I tell you, Benny? Clean living helps your spelling. Punctilious. I'm going to be responsible and sacrifice the half point and get it in a sentence, please.
In the press box at Rogers Place, the punctilious veteran reporters became agitated when a newcomer started cheering for the Oilers. The punctilious veteran reporters.
Okay, so I will say it is people who become upset at a deviance from the norm or from tradition. Or people who think it's important to honor tradition and norms.
I don't think... I know you're directionally there.
Is that a milk dud of an answer?
A bit, yeah. I have a milk dud. This is the definition. The quality of showing extreme, scrupulous attention to minute details, etiquette, or correct behavior.
Yeah, I didn't really get it. I mean, I had a sense of it. You might want to give me point... what number? Do we know what number Järventie's wearing? I didn't even look that up. You could give me a Henrique coming off a 2-point game, a .19.
You know what? I'm going to do you a little better. I'm going to give you an old Roscoe.
Oh, an old Roscoe.
So 3.28 out of 4. Not bad.
That's a good day. That's a good day. Okay. Ben Thompson's going to slide into the technical desk. The GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show starts in 5 minutes with Tom Gazzola as the host. Oilers and Panthers at 7. On behalf of Zach Kubish and Jay Milne, I'm Reid Wilkins. Enjoy the game.